been a Chargers kicking mess for a lot of years. To send it down to Tyron Johnson. Raiders to receive. Chargers won the toss and have deferred, and off we go. The final game of the regular season with a short kick fielded at the 15-yard line, and a nice run back out to the 33 for Tyron Johnson. Let's take a look right now at the Raiders offense.
Derek Carr, Fresno State.
Josh Jacobs, Alabama.
Zay Jones, East Carolina.
Hunter Renfrow, Clemson.
Darren Waller, North Cobb High School.
Foster Morrow, LSU.
Colton Miller, UCLA.
John Simpson, Fort Dorchester High School. Andre James, UCLA.
Alex Leatherwood, Alabama.
Brandon Parker, North Carolina A&T.
Can that offensive line hold up against a very good pass rush from the Chargers? Josh Jacobs starts as the running back. He gets it and escapes a tackle in the backfield. He's been great at breaking tackles in his career. That time he pushed Chris Harris Jr. out of the way and picks up 9.
Josh Jacobs playing with some bad ribs, and he did not want contact on those ribs from Chris Harris Jr. on that one. Good stiff arm to get him outside and get this thing started. It's an exciting setting here, though, isn't it?
Very.
I mean, you can really feel the energy.
This town's always buzzing, but in particular tonight. 3 tight ends in this set. They get Darren Waller back. He missed the last 5 games. Second down, short 2. Carr flips it out here. Jacobs. And the first down of the game belongs to the Las Vegas Raiders. Derek Carr, his numbers this season, they won't dazzle you really, but he's done the job when he's had to. 69% completion percentage is great. 94.3 rating is a little above the league average. 21 touchdowns, 14 interceptions, a 1.5 to 1 ratio. 2 plays, 1 first down from the 49-yard line. Looking at Derwin James on the Chargers side. Little play fake, and the pass is incomplete. Michael Davis breaks it up, intended for Darren Waller, and the Raiders are very happy to have him back in the lineup.
Only the great tight ends in the NFL get this sort of treatment where they're the single receiver on the 3-by-1 set. They're very comfortable with him out there going against a cornerback or anybody else. And I'm sure they're trying to get Waller off to a decent start here, just get him engaged in this game.
Now, Marcus Mariota, they do this a lot in the Wildcat. He's got a lot of company back there on 2nd down and 10. And he will handle it himself, and the Chargers aren't fooled. Nwosu makes the tackle, so they bring him in early, and Carr comes back in right now on a 3rd down and 10.
Uchenna Nwosu is going to sit right on the end of the line of scrimmage right here. And what that allows him to do is see, are they going to hand that off? No, he's going to pull that out, and I still have plenty of leverage on the outside to go make a play. He is a very, very good run player on the outside for the Chargers.
Jalen Richard comes in as the 3rd down back. There goes Renfrow, who has 99 catches this season, into the slot on the 3rd down and 10. Chargers put pressure on. Carr gets it away and completes it to Foster Morrow. Inside the 20 he goes. Morrow has it knocked away and out of the end zone. It was knocked out by Nasser Adderley at the 1-yard line for 50 yards. And a crazy play on the opening drive as we go back to the end of the play.
Fumble out of bounds. Ball brought back to the spot of the fumble. First down.
Let's take a look. A huge punch by Adderley on the end of it. Where does that ball go out? The official is right there on it, so he has a good understanding. Obviously, if it went into the end zone, a much different outcome. And yes, indeed, it does go out of bounds. They're about the 1.
Yeah, clearly before the goal line. They're going to spot it back at the 7 where he lost the ball. And Carr fires to the back of the end zone and overthrows everybody, but a flag comes in. Renfrow, the intended receiver. Clete Blakeman is our referee tonight to make the first call of the night.
Prior to the pass, holding defense, number 43. Turns 5 yards from the previous spot, first down.
On Michael Davis, 1st and goal.
Well, get used to it because Hunter Renfrow is one of the hardest guys to figure out A, where he's going, and B, how to stop him. So see first of the grabs there, maybe a second of the grab there, and flags flying everywhere. Derek Miller.
Jacobs back-ended running back. Renfrow slot right. Zay Jones comes bottom of the screen to the left. And Jacobs dancing but goes nowhere. It'll be second down and goal on this, the game's opening drive.
They've been using the tight ends quite a bit to block. And he's right out here, so help out on Bosa, release late. And by doing that, not only do you get help on Bosa, but you also create this second layer of opportunity for the tight end. And then it turned into a foot race down there. But a great start so far for the Raiders if they can cash it in.
Started back at their own 33. Two tight ends in the game here, but Waller is split out to the left. And the handoff to Jacobs, and he's going to be taken down in the backfield. So the Chargers swarm to him and stop him at about the 6-yard line. Connor Fackrell making the stop back there.
Big play by Fackrell, and he's going against the Raiders' best up front, and Colton Miller as well. Fackrell just back, as you talk about, but it does give him a little extra depth on the outside.
Greg Olson is the offensive coordinator. Calls the plays from down on the field. Richard is the back here on a third down and goal.
Renfrow is the typical target, and they are loaded up on that side to try to get him covered.
Carr buying time, keeps his eyes downfield and throws, and it's knocked down at the goal line. And that's Asante Samuel Jr. knocking it away. Derwin James put the pressure on. He blitzed, and it's 4th and goal.
They had all kinds of coverage against Renfrow. They had a corner on the outside. They had a safety sitting right in front of them. They were not going to let him beat him down the field. But for Derek Carr, this was another loose throw. He has had some turnovers on the year, and that very easily could have been a huge one.
Daniel Carlson, the stadium is 2 years old. He is 33 for 33. And this a chip shot from 24 out to give Las Vegas the lead. So a nice opening drive, but the Chargers come up big on defense at the end. 3-zip.
Wow.
Married to a man who didn't get on an airplane for the last 45 years of his life.
The stories go on and on.
Yes, they do. Daniel Carlson to kick off. Andre Roberts ran one back 101 last week for a touchdown. Picked him up in midseason from the Texans, and he'll give the Chargers the start at the 23-yard line as we take a look at the Los Angeles offense.
Justin Herbert, Oregon.
Austin Eckler, Western Colorado.
Keenan Allen, Berkeley University.
Mike Williams, Clemson.
Jared Cook, South Carolina.
Steven Anderson, Cal.
Rashawn Slater, Northwestern.
Matt Filer, Bloomsburg.
Corey Lindsley, The Ohio State.
Michael Schofield, Fox River State.
Storm Norton, University of Toledo.
Left side of that offensive line is terrific. They picked up a gem in Slater in the first round out of Northwestern. He has solidified the left side of that offensive line. Austin Eckler having a great season. He is the running back. And it's a quick throw to the right side, and taken down after a very short gain is Mike Williams. Brandon Faison takes care of him. Justin Herbert, great season. He's approaching 5,000 yards. TD interception ratio 2.5 to 1, and the rating is well above the league average. Third in the NFL in yardage through last week. Second down and 7. Four-man rush, slings it to the outside, and that pass is incomplete. Eckler, the intended receiver. And Christian, the one thing about the Raiders, they don't blitz much, and they showed it again right there, come with 4.
Yeah, and that's what they're going to have to do. And I think that I talked about it a little bit in the open. You're going to see here in between second and third down, they're going to accelerate things so that the Raiders can't get those subs on the field.
Third down and 7. Herbert throws, that is caught, but short of the first down. Keenan Allen tackled by Dallin Levitt. So up to the line they came. They didn't let the Raiders sub, but Las Vegas stops them anyway. 4th down and 2.
Yeah, some of that zone defense in behind here. They're going to try and drive off with Jared Cook and just get a little natural pick going underneath, but release them to the next guy, and no problem at all. So really a great start to this game so far for the Raiders on both sides.
Ty Long, who is last in the league in net punting average, will send it down toward Hunter Renfrow after the 3 and out. This a good kick, backing Renfrow all the way up to the 15-yard line, and he's able to weave his way out to the 23-yard line. Kick of 53 yards. On Jimmy Fallon this week on NBC. Start from the 24-yard line. Second drive is knocked down at the line of scrimmage. Nwosu making another play there. It'll be second down and 10.
Yeah, they flip-flopped Nwosu and Joey Bosa, and this time Nwosu makes his second big play of the game, coming right off the edge here. You can tell what the Raiders are trying to do. They want to get the ball out of Derek Carr's hand quickly because they really could not pass protect in that first matchup.
We're good.
Chargers led 21-0. Raiders got back in the game, but the Chargers won by 14 at the end. Big hole exploited here by Josh Jacobs. And he'll take it with some help up to the 37-yard line. Jacobs was picked in the first round, another one of the Alabama great backs in recent times. Overall, the 24th pick. Had a great rookie season, but he's been going a little downhill since. Some rib issues of late, but looking good so far tonight on his first couple of carries.
Yeah, he basically had to slide off the field in that game last week. He was so banged up, went in and took care of it at halftime, and here he is again. So he's playing with a lot of pain. If you've had broken ribs, you understand what he's going through out there tonight.
Easy LA. Go.
Comes off a gain of 14. Give it to him again, and this time a loss. Stopped in the backfield by Nwosu. Let's take a look at that Charger defense.
Joey Bosa, The Ohio State.
Justin Jones, NC State.
Linval Joseph, East Carolina.
Jerry Tillery, Notre Dame.
Uchenna Nwosu, University of Southern California.
Kaiser White, Lackawanna Junior College.
Kenneth Murray, Oklahoma.
Michael Davis, BYU.
Derwin James, Florida State.
Nasir Adderley, Delaware.
Chris Harris Jr., Kansas.
Defensive calls made by the head coach, Brandon Staley, who was with Sean McVay with the Rams last year. Deep drop and a roll, and the pass is caught by Zay Jones. But Carr went so far back, Adderley is there, that it results in a 2-yard loss. So Staley, meteoric rise. I mean, he was coaching at John Carroll Division III a few years ago. Then he went with Vic Fangio to Chicago and eventually to Denver, to McVay last year. The defense for the Rams last year led the league in fewest points allowed and yards. But this year, it's been mainly the offense for the Chargers. It's been a lot better than the defense. 3rd and 12. Carr protected well. Going for it. Oh, he's got Jones out in front and overthrows him. Zay Jones coming off his best game of his career last week at Indianapolis with 8 catches for 120. He was there. He'd beaten the coverage, but Carr could not get it to him.
Yeah, this is a little bit of the Waller effect. On the other side, you had Waller going up that impacted the safety that way and a free shot. And so far for the Raiders, they would have had a chance to blow this game wide open. And for Derek Carr, that is a huge miss.
Left Kenneth Murray in his wake. Meanwhile, A.J. Cole, who leads the league in punting average and will be going to the Pro Bowl, skies one to the 18-yard line. Here's Roberts darting and dancing, and the ball's out. The ball is out. The crowd thinks the Raiders have it. We'll wait for the call from the officials as Roberts, and the indication is yes, Las Vegas with the ball. So Roberts, who's done a tremendous job since he came over from the Texans, the 101-yard TD return last week, but coughs this one up, and Tyron Johnson is there for the recovery after it's knocked away.
It just happens so much, Al. I used to return punts too. You start dancing around and that crowd's all around you. You just don't know from which angle they're coming, and then all of a sudden somebody gets a hand on the ball.
Johnson knocked it free. Divine Diablo winds up at the bottom of that pile to give them the ball at the 23-yard line. Inside handoff, Jacobs. He takes it down to the 20-yard line. So the Raiders have already run 14 plays, and the Chargers have had a 3-and-out.
Yeah, this Raiders offensive line really is sort of built around Colton Miller, their left tackle, number 74. They had a lot of changes on the right side. Alex Leatherwood, their first-round draft pick, started the year at tackle. And to be honest, it was Joey Bosa in this game in the first matchup that made them switch him back to the inside and guard. Now Brandon Parker playing the right tackle position.
They sacked Carr 4 times that night in L.A. Flips it to the outside here. Jacobs, and he fights his way close to a first down, taken out a couple of yards shy by Drew Tranquil. 3rd and short.
Yeah, if they're going to throw the ball down the field at all so far in this game, they're chipping against Joey Bosa. If they're going to make a quick throw, they're willing to have their front 5 stand in there and protect. So you're starting to get a little feel already of the Bosa factor. They're not going to let him beat them again.
Meanwhile, Mariota comes back into the game. There he is. Carr is at the bottom as a decoy. Bouchard is the back. And they give it to the 3rd down back, and he goes nowhere. Kaiser White is there for the stop. So a great opportunity again for the Raiders, but it's a 4th down, 4th and 2.
Yeah, decision time. Here we go. We have a good feeling of what the Chargers might do in this situation. Looks like the Raiders at least are going to line up. We'll see if they actually snap it or not.
Keep the offense out there. Chargers make their defensive adjustments.
Hunter Renfrow again. Some of those short, quick moves of his usually in play in these types of situations.
4th and a long 2. Jones in motion, going for it. Carr fires over the middle, and that'll be caught. What about forward progress now? Zay Jones tackled by Gilman, and that's enough for a first down, just barely.
What a fantastic catch that time by Zay Jones. How he took that hit and held on to the ball, I am not sure. Safety came flying up from the middle of the field, and there it is. You can eyeball it. It looked like he had possession just past the sticks, and that's what they're saying. Look at this shot right to the ribs as that ball was being caught.
Keep the drive alive, 13-yard line now. Keep it on the ground, short gain here. Josh Jacobs has already carried the ball 7 times for a total of 21 yards. Meanwhile, Roberts licking his wounds on the bench right now, setting up the Raiders deep in Charger territory.
Big guys up front, Linval Joseph and Justin Jones just overpowering that left side of the Raiders offensive line.
187.
2nd and 9, play action to the end zone, caught, touchdown, Hunter Renfrow. Renfrow beats Michael Davis, a touchdown, and Renfrow's 100th catch of the season.
Great route runners know how to do this, Al. Watch him. He's going to go out and out. And typically what defenders look for is the second move. This time the 3rd move is the payoff. And for the Raiders, what a start.
Go for it on 4th down and make it. Cash in on the 12-yard touchdown. Carlson bangs it through, and with 3:14 to go in the opening quarter. Carr, Renfrow, 10-0.
tie the record.
Yeah, just add another asterisk to things too, right? 17 games, blah, blah, blah. 10-0 is the score here, with Vegas on top and the Chargers, who were 3 and out on their first drive. Start from the 25. Let's take a look at the Vegas defense.
Max Crosby, Eastern Michigan.
Quentin Jefferson, Swissvale, Golden Flashes.
Darius Fallon, Varga High School.
Unique Ngakwe, Maryland.
Denzel Perryman, the U.
Devon Diablo, Virginia Tech.
Brandon Faison, Virginia Tech.
Trayvon Merrick, TCU.
Rod Teemer, New Orleans, Louisiana.
Casey Hayward, Vanderbilt.
Nate Hobbs, Illinois.
Perryman, former Charger, he's going to the Pro Bowl. A little swing pass dropped by Eckler. So Eckler started to look upfield before he had it. He's had a tremendous season. He's a Pro Bowler. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Not a good start out here, huh, for the Chargers? I mean, this is a very nervous start. They lose the ball on the punt. They go 3 and out with this good-looking offense of theirs. Drop a pass. They need to settle in.
18 touchdowns for Eckler, second only to Indy's Jonathan Taylor. 2nd down and 10. Herbert fires. That's caught. Short gain of about 4 going to big Mike Williams, tackled by another former Charger, Brandon Faison. It'll be 3rd down and 5.
Yeah, Justin Herbert, he likes to get him up and get him going. He has the 3rd best quarterback rating in throwing deep, but just the 7th lowest average depth of targets. They don't throw deep much, but they're really effective when they do.
6th play for the Chargers. Thus far, they've all been passes. Up empty here, so we'll have a 6th shortly. As Herbert is under pressure, escapes a sack, fires, and it's juggled and then deflected and caught. Eckler is there at the 45-yard line into a ton of traffic, and Ngakwe almost got to Herbert. He escapes him, and then a deflected pass for a 1st down.
Watch the inside move here by Ngakwe. He has Herbert dead to rights, and somehow he gets it out of there, and then a couple of tips, and there you go.
Chargers go fast, trying to pick up the pace. Eckler picks up a couple. Max Crosby makes the tackle. Final 2 minutes of the quarter.
Let's watch this down the field. Sometimes, whether you get into the playoffs or not, it's determined by bounces like that. And that was plenty lucky right there for the Chargers.
Off Mike Williams' hands. 2nd down and 7. Keenan Allen, the motion man. Eckler probing. Gets into Raider territory where they flag down. Gets to the 49 for the moment. Get the call here from Clete Blakeman.
Holding. Offense. Number 70. 10-yard penalty. Replay 2nd down.
That's on the rookie. He'll be going to the Pro Bowl. Rashawn Slater.
He's had a great season. He really has. And Ngakwe so far giving him a little bit of trouble. He's trying to reach him to the outside to get this outside play going. And then once that last break was done, you could see the grab and the inability to turn that right shoulder out. And that's usually a pretty easy call.
Justin Jackson now comes in as the back on 2nd down and 17. Fake to him. Herbert throws, and that is incomplete at the 41-yard line to Justin Jackson. Coming out of the backfield, Roderick Teemer, who was with the Chargers briefly a couple of years ago, broke it up. 3rd and 17.
You know, there's just no way to anticipate what pressure is going to do in a game like this. And we have seen the Chargers come up big in so many big games this season. And yet so far tonight, it has just been a really nervous-looking start.
Kind of reminded me of the way Indianapolis played against Jacksonville today.
Nothing was that bad.
3rd down and 17. Deep downfield into traffic and out of bounds it goes. It's incomplete. Flag is down. Mike Williams was down there with Faison again. This is a 3rd and 17 call that we're going to get here.
Prior to the pass, illegal contact, defense, number 35. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Yep, 3rd and 17, 5-yard penalty, and automatic first, of course.
Oh my gosh! You know you're going to get a double move or something. Here's a little weave to the outside, and then contact way down the field, and you get a first down out of that. 3rd and 17, you just can't. That's some different kind of stuff there. I'm sure Rich Bisaccia is beside himself.
Final minute of the opening quarter. And nothing happening there. It's Justin Jackson, 7th-round pick out of Northwestern back in 18. He's the backup to Eckler. Going nowhere. 2nd down and 9.
Once again on the inside, Phylon, Jefferson, Quentin Jefferson, those guys are going to have to match up because this is a very strong left side of the Chargers offensive line with Slater, Filer, and Lindsley over there.
Phylon had 2 sacks of Herbert in that game in LA in October. Off play action. Fired left side, making the grab on the outside. There is Jared Cook, the tight end, and that should take us when they wind the clock again in a moment to the end of the first quarter. So a play there for 19 yards. Chargers in Raider territory. That's the end of the first quarter in Vegas. Raiders lead by a score of 10-0, and Sunday Night Football resumes after these messages. Mr. Judy, sons Mike and Joe, their wives Susie and Wendy, grandsons Jesse and Jack. A flag is thrown here as we start the second quarter. Eckler carrying it for the moment inside the 30-yard line.
And now you'd have to say for John Madden, as much as he loved every part of his life, what he did with the Raiders was what he always came back to, right? That was
sure.
Offside defense, number 99, lined up in the neutral zone. That penalty's decline, brings up 2nd down.
Yep, you can't think of John without thinking about his years with the Raiders. In the history of the league, minimum 100 games. There he is on top of that illustrious group. With Lombardi next. John winning about 75% of his games in his 10 years at Oakland. To the 27-yard line goes Eckler, and that's a first down.
Yeah, big Max Crosby on the outside coming down to make that play. There's Rich Bisaccia, and you have to give him so much credit for what's happening this season. I mean, if the Raiders somehow pull this out and go on to the playoffs, I just think it's going to be one of the great stories in NFL history. All that they had to overcome this season.
Adversity, tragedy, you name it. And Bisaccia took over, kind of calmed the waters, trying to get him to postseason to the 21-yard line. That's Jared Cook making the grab, and Denzel Perryman, the ex-Charger, makes that tackle. And we've got Quentin Jefferson, the Raiders defensive tackle, is the man right now who is in pain. Step away right now. Went to the sideline, 2nd down and 4. Solomon Thomas comes in for Jefferson along that defensive front. Eckler slides his way to the 19-yard line, where it'll be 3rd down and 2 for the Chargers.
Yeah, I wonder how much the Chargers are going to stay after that interior front here. We'll see what happens with Jefferson, but Jonathan Hankins has been banged up too.
They go fast again. They love to do that between 2nd and 3rd down, and that pass is incomplete. You've got Max Crosby forcing it and getting a hand on it, and it's 4th down and 2, and the Chargers love to go for it on 4th down.
And Max Crosby is just a hustle maniac. He really is. You just see the effort on every single play, never gives up on anything. And here we go. This has been a part of the Chargers all season long, and Brandon Staley, he's not changing now.
Been feast or famine for him as well. So Staley, 4th down and 2. They go for it. Eckler is the back. Herbert in the pocket. Pump fakes, throws, caught. 1st down. He goes to Jalen Guyton, who makes his first catch of the night at a most opportune time.
Well, first of all, they needed every ounce of the protection they're going to get from their guys up front, because he had to go 2-3 deep in his looks. And it's interesting to me, Al, that this young second-year quarterback, Justin Herbert, seems to be the guy that's settling this football team down. He's making plays. He's taking over the game.
35 touchdown passes is a Charger record. That hole exploited, staying on his feet. Austin Eckler for the touchdown. As a kid, Austin Eckler rode bulls. He has great balance. You can understand why. Started to go down, kept his balance into the end zone. He goes for the touchdown.
So good to have this guy back after missing last week. Corey Linsley, the great all-pro center up front there with that double team. And right now you're starting to see the Chargers team that they thought they could be, which is run the ball effectively with those great players on the left side of that offensive line.
No bucking Broncos stopped him on that run. Hopkins for the extra point. And it's a 3-point game. 75 yards, 14 plays. Eckler. Touchdown.
There is Corey Linsley right there, and what a play he made on this double team over there working with Matt Filer. Double team off, get the extra push. They team up with Rashawn Slater on that left side as well, and that is where they're going to win or lose the game tonight. On the left side with a young man like Austin Eckler. We've certainly had a good conversation with him. What a bundle of enthusiasm he is.
Jonathan Taylor did not score today, so Eckler's only one behind to tie him for the league lead. Johnson takes it back out to the 30-yard line.
Like I said, now let's take a look at the Walmart Plus 4K Skycam, and it's going to be all about Joey Bosa and what they're doing on the outside. When they're wanting to throw it quickly, they don't double team him. When they want to get it down the field, they do. And then it turned into a delayed release on the outside by Foster Moreau, and that turned into one of the big plays of the first half.
Week 4 in LA, 30 pass rush snaps, a sack, quarterback hit, and 5 hurries, 7 total pressures. About a quarter of the time, they start this drive and taken down. Nwosu's having some games so far. Jacobs stuffed behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they were going to try and trap him. That's what happens when you end up with a good player going to come from back here and try and kick him out, but they end up missing, and Nwosu just blew the whole thing up in the backfield. He came ready to play out here tonight, and you will notice that he is an improved pass rusher, but he is a dynamic run player.
Second-round pick out of USC back in 2018. Second down and 12. Over the middle. Fired and caught by Zay Jones. His father, Robert, was a linebacker for the Dallas Cowboys during the glory years. Third down, 3rd and 6.
Yeah, the one thing you do have to be able to do against this Chargers team is run the football. And there's Austin Eckler over there, our touchdown guy, because they are going to play soft back in the secondary. They're going to invite you to run the ball. So if you don't have success running the ball, they are just going to double down on playing the pass all night.
3rd and 5. The Raiders 29th in the league in rushing coming in. Carr gets away for the moment, in a lot of trouble. Flag is down, and then you got all kinds of action going. Flag down at the other end of the field. Carr buying all that time. You had Richard down there. You had Kenneth Murray as well. And we'll get the call. And they're walking down toward the Charger end. That was a 3rd and 5 play with Carr drifting back some 15 yards or so.
There are 2 fouls against the defense on the play. Holding number 25. That penalty declined. Pass interference, number 9. The ball he placed at the spot of the foul. First down.
Yeah, big difference between the interference and what would have been a 5-yard march off against Chris Harris.
Yeah, one of the easier calls you're ever going to see on that one. But what's happening, Al, is right now the Chargers are really committing a lot of resources to Hunter Renfrow. That time they walked the safety down for a double team on him. So Derek Carr is going to have to start looking to these other receivers.
20-yard penalty on Murray. And Jacobs gets swallowed up at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, you know that the Raiders would love to be able to run the football. They did not have much success, and Greg Olsen, their offensive coordinator, knows how much easier it is to get to some of those play pass and play action and bootleg looks and different things that they want to do. But right now, Nwosu and some of those guys up front are making it awfully tough.
We're good. We're good. Help.
Second and 10. Carr stepping up, and he can't get away from guess who? Uchenna Nwosu having a night of nights with a sack there. That's an 8-yard sack and makes it 3rd down and 18.
Yeah, the Raiders now have got to pick up the pace. They've got Moreau coming across here to try and kick out Nwosu, and he never gets there. A little chip on the outside, and then it was Moreau who couldn't get there either. So I just don't think they're paying much attention to the play action fakes because they're having no success running the ball.
11 rushes, only 20 yards. To the air they go again. And free over the middle. And a nice gain here for Brian Edwards. Makes his first catch of the night, but well short of the first down. It'll be 4th down and 6.
Yeah, it's always interesting in the NFL right now. This used to be, okay, yeah, we're going to see the punter run out on the field. Now you pay attention. Are they going to run him out or not? Because, you know, unless you get a great punt here, sometimes you end up picking up 20 yards or 22 or 3 yards of field position. They kick it into the end zone.
So the top punter in the league, Cole, sending it down to Roberts, who leads the league in run back yardage, at least on kickoffs, but had that turnover the last time he handled it. Calls for the fair catch here and sets the Chargers up at the 11-yard line when we come back. 8:54 to the half. Las Vegas by 3. Start from the 10. Give it to him.
Yeah, their offensive coordinator, Joe Lombardi, said, he goes, I've got to tell you, I underestimated him when I got here. I thought he was kind of a scat back, a receiver type guy, you know, we could use in various ways, but he is really put together and very intense personality and runner, incredible weightlifter. Some of the things he can do in the gym are just mind-blowing.
No big-time college offers. Went to Western State in Colorado. A couple of other offers. Wanted him to play defensive back. He wanted to be a running back. Herbert on a roll, under pressure, fires, and is able to jam it in at the 21-yard line to Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen making his second catch of the night, and that was Quentin Jefferson. Good to see him back on the field, who put the heat on Herbert.
Well, there's so much to be impressed with Justin Herbert, but I think this is probably number one. He is the number one quarterback in the National Football League when it comes to making throws under pressure over the last 2 years. That's just not something you expect to say about a guy in his second year.
Named to the Pro Bowl. This should be played here. He'd rather play in the Super Bowl the following week. KJ Wright making the tackle there on Eckler. But it's funny, you know, you take a look at Herbert in that draft, Chris, and remember that's the Joe Burrow draft. And then what do you do if you're Miami, Tagovailoa, or do you go to Herbert and Tua winds up going to Miami, and the Chargers take a kid who grew up in Oregon and grew up as a Charger fan?
Yeah, and Herbert has one of those kind of bodies and one of those kinds of arms, right, where there's really nothing he can't do. Great runner, too.
Fake to Jackson. Herbert fires, caught, and a little short of the first down by 2 yards. Joshua Palmer, a rookie out of Tennessee, making that grab. 3rd down and 2.
You know, we did that game against the Pittsburgh Steelers here, and they tried to play a lot of man coverage, and he ran all over the place against them. But his ability to stand in there and makes those sort of off-balance throws, the bootleg game, the whole thing. And I just keep wondering, are we going to start to see a couple of runs out of Justin Herbert? Because everything is on the line here tonight.
That made the major difference in that Steeler game on Sunday Night Football back in midseason. 3rd down and a deuce. And that'll move the sticks as Jalen Guyton makes the catch. With 6 minutes to play in a very rapidly moving first half.
This is when you only want to make this kind of throw when you have somebody with an arm like Justin Herbert. I mean, that was far hash, thrown to the flat, across the field. Those are the kind of plays that turn into pick sixes sometimes. But I've never seen a throw that he didn't think he could make. And now watching a lot of his throws today back in the room, so many times his ability to drop it over somebody in coverage and in between the next guy in coverage has just been so impressive.
Changes hands and hands it off to Eckler. And he'll pick up 14 yards before he scampers out of bounds near midfield. Got away from Trufant.
Yeah, they want to go with these little counter steps and then have a lead blocker come across the face of it. But you're going to see Desmond Trufant on the outside. No way you're tackling Eckler with an arm tackle like that. And we are seeing Trufant in the game probably because of what happened with Faison in that last drive.
Suzanne Eckler right there in the white jersey.
She's the one that gave him the black eye, right?
Yeah, and then basketball.
Yeah.
I love that Herbert last play. He faked with the left hand to Palmer coming around, gave it to Eckler with the right hand. Hangs in the pocket, fires into traffic and incomplete. 2nd and 10. Go to Michelle.
Well, Austin Eckler told me he's addicted to working out because he thrives on pushing his body to the max. He said he does a lot of jumping because it measures his lower body explosiveness and it produces acceleration, power, and the ability to run through blocks. We've been seeing that all night. He said, I'm in a good place in terms of how I feel in my little space. I don't compare myself to anyone, and that's what's gotten me here.
Eight carries for 47 yards tonight, Michelle.
Well, I know you do a lot of chin-ups, but doing a chin-up and then pressing it above the chin-up.
While you're watching all the throws in your room, I'm doing chin-ups. Here's Herbert. Slings it. Cook makes the grab. And that's another 1st down.
I think this has been the most impressive part for me about watching Justin Herbert grow. We know he has the big arm. He can throw it all over the place. But he is starting to go through those progressions, and of course, Joe Lombardi, so many years with the Saints, and Drew Brees, and knowing what's going on with just those quicker throws. Because yes, he can make the big plays down the field, but day in, day out, it's those kind of reads that you have to make to win in this league.
Through the middle, big hole for Jackson, and that's an 11-yard pickup. And another 1st down with 4 minutes to halftime.
So many times this is what Lindsley brings to your offense, is he's going to make the initial block but then go get somebody on the next level. So there he's going to, that block is taken, and then he goes down the field to take care of Diablo as well.
Lindsley snapping for Aaron Rodgers for 7 years and signs with the Chargers in the offseason. Jackson stays in the backfield. He gets it. Nice gain there. He's forced out of bounds by Denzel Perryman. Spot that ball now at the 19-yard line.
You just see what happens on the backside of these RPOs because they're just so afraid of Herbert pulling the ball down and being able to make those backside throws. So it really stretches horizontally all the defenses in the league, and it has really been one of those breakthrough kind of things for offenses, watching people work that.
come up with 3 tight ends here from the 19-yard line. And there goes Eckler again to the 13. This drive began back at the 10-yard line. They've run 11 plays now for 77 yards.
Yeah, and it's an issue, right? Quentin Jefferson gets hurt, and then they end up with Solomon Thomas, who's much more of sort of the pass rusher, athletic guy in there. And I think the Chargers have noticed that as well and just going ahead and attacking right at that group up front. Now Jefferson back in.
Herbert's going to keep, and results in next to nothing because Hobbs was right there to force him out of bounds, and that takes us to the 2-minute warning.
Want to talk about any ties at this point?
No, they don't. And the Raiders are used to going into overtime. They're 3-0 in overtime. Here's Herbert on a 2nd and 11. Here's Eckler trying to get his 20th touchdown of the season, and he does. And once again, a rushing TD, a passing TD. Mom going, that's my boy, 14 yards. And the lead belongs to the Chargers.
He's just so dynamic in space, right? I mean, you go play action and then you throw it to him. Get out in front with Matt Filer leading the way, and then he's just going to do the rest. I mean, that's Denzel Perryman that he just juked on that one, who is the leading tackler for the Raiders.
Dustin Hopkins out of a time-long hold. And 8 seconds after the 2-minute warning, the Chargers take the lead for the first time tonight. 14-10 LA. No longer 20 touchdowns this season. Gives the Chargers the lead. And the kickoff will skid through the end zone. So Super Wildcard Weekend, you've got 6 games coming up over 3 days. Saturday, 4:30 Eastern, 8:15 Eastern. Games to be determined on any of those networks. We know that CBS on Sunday has the 4:30 Eastern time game. Our crew will have the 8:15 Eastern time game next Sunday night. And ABC and ESPN will have the first ever Monday night wildcard game next Monday at 8:15. Still figuring out which games are going where. Get it to you as soon as we know. From the 25-yard line, here's Carr throwing. Incomplete. 10 for Renfro. Tell you, Chris, this season, I mean, you look at this season, how crazy it's been. And, you know, we've seen a lot of, I mean, Jacksonville beats Buffalo. Then they look horrendous. Go figure that game today, Indianapolis at Jacksonville. What happened?
I don't know. And now tonight, all anybody's talking about on the internet probably is the possibility of a tie here. So sort of an appropriate ending to this wild and crazy season that we've seen.
Yeah, everybody in Pittsburgh, of course, would go nuts if that happened. A tie knocks the Steelers out. And meanwhile, you got coming across the line here. It's Kyler Fackrell along with Bosa.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense, number 52, unimpeded to the quarterback. 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
It's a really big moment in the game because clearly the momentum has shifted all to the Chargers, and they took that one 90 yards down the field, made that look easy. So right before the half here, Raiders really need to reestablish themselves a little bit.
2nd and 5 against the 4-man rush, and that's caught, and he's finally able to get it to Darren Waller, who had a fantastic year last year. This year he's been hurt, missed the last 5 games, is able to make this grab right here, his first catch of the night for 16.
For a guy this big to be able to make some of those Hunter Renfro moves and catches, they get him involved, and all of a sudden this Raiders offense is completely different. They have desperately missed Darren Waller.
Carr now to the outside. He goes and drop, and that time it's Waller again, and he goes back to him. James covering on the play with 1:13 to play now to the half. It's 2nd down and 10.
Kind of plays you need, especially with this offense. You could see how quickly he was looking upfield to try and pick up that first down. You can never assume it. Even as well as he catches the ball, you just can't make that assumption.
Waller at 6'6" and 255 out of Georgia Tech. 2nd and 10. Deep drop. Carr surveying. Protection great. And then finally has to sling it away into the Vegas bench. 3rd and 10. Carr pleading his case here. No flag on the field.
Really a great matchup inside here, too, with two of the really good slot players in the game. And Chris Harris going against Hunter Renfrow. And here's Waller. This is where they were trying to go, and he just slipped and fell as he came out of that cut. And really, at that point, Derek Carr had nowhere to go.
So there's a conference here with Blakeman. There was no flag on the field. Now there is a flag on the field. Just throws it here, so whatever the discussion was resulted in this.
Grounding.
Yep.
Offense number 4. Ball he placed at the spot of the foul. It's also a loss of down. Brings up 3rd down.
Yeah, we thought that's what they were talking about because he threw it into the bench and he wasn't out of the tackle box.
Well, you're going to see Waller come across the field and slip and fall. But that was I see exactly what they saw. Yeah, he did. And I'm sure Derek Carr is trying to say, well, he fell. That's the reason I had to do it. But it was at least a beat or two after he fell.
And he had to get out of that box. Bisaccia wants further explanation.
Yeah, here's the further explanation right now, though. But we've got the
Los
Raiders.
Angeles has declined the 10-second runoff. So the clock is correct.
Yeah, they want to have a chance to get that ball back. That's what I was thinking, too, that that penalty now backs them up to the point where first down very unlikely. And the Chargers are hot on the offensive side.
And the Chargers would have all 3 timeouts. 3rd down and 23 here. Keep it on the ground and picking up a lot. Almost a first down is Jalen Richard.
Maybe a first down.
Well, close to it. He thinks he has it. Where did he go down? It's either 4th and 1 or he just did get there. But what a run here. 22 yards on a 3rd down and 23.
Run all the way, right? But watch Andre James come down and take out the safety, which was really the last piece of the puzzle right here. Good blocking down the field, but Derwin James really didn't have a chance to get involved in that. And no doubt now what they do.
Yeah, James took out James, and now the ball is at the 43. You've got 56 seconds. Mariota is now coming in. Very interesting.
It was. And the spot was interesting, too, wasn't it? I mean, I thought when they initially put it down.
So it's a less than a full yard. Meanwhile, they look at the crowd is looking at it. And the crowd is now saying, as they watch the replay on the big board here, come on, he had a first down. But it's the final.
Yeah, now they're going to
say, let's take a look at this thing.
Well, and in fairness, what they do is wait until the last second to stop the game. I thought they might do that, but they were making me nervous.
All right.
After review, the runner reached the 42-yard line, which is a first down. First and 10 from that spot. Las Vegas will still be charged for timeout that they took.
So he just did get it. See the pylon on the other side, the sticks.
I mean, it's pretty clear it's right on the 42, which was a first down, and they marked it on the 43.
So huge play. Don't have to send it back to the Chargers with all of their timeouts. Vegas had to use one, so they have 2. Ball is now at the 42-yard line. Bosa comes after him, but he gets away, and then he's tackled at the line of scrimmage by Justin Jones. Bosa coming around the edge, Carr stepping up, comes just about back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10.
And that was a big pressure that time because Zay Jones was screaming across the field here, and I think he had a chance. Carr was trying to just buy enough time to get this throw off, and he could not.
Raiders take their 2nd timeout with 49 seconds.
Yeah, so many times it's not the sack itself, but it's the pressure that sets up somebody else's sack, and Joey Bosa that time created that one.
Meanwhile, the Chargers are now going to take a timeout. And down in 10 now at the 42-yard line.
So many times with Waller outside in this bunch formation, they will use the other guys to give him space.
Carr rolling against the grain, deep downfield, and flag is thrown in the end zone. That's Chris Harris with Zay Jones back there. Nwosu put the pressure on Carr that time.
I mean, there's no way Zay Jones was going to get there.
Pass interference, defense, number 25. Foul occurred in the end zone, so the ball he placed at the 1-yard line, 1st down.
I mean, that ball landed at least 20 yards away from where Zay Jones was. Now, Carr's going to take a big hit, and he just wanted to make sure he was outside the pocket that time. But I'm telling you, even Derek's laughing. He goes, man, I was just trying to throw that away. How'd we end up on the 1? So there's the foul.
Right.
So the ball landed on the far side of the R in the end zone.
A long way away after a 41-yard penalty. So Josh Jacobs is the back. Give it to him, and he will work his way into the end zone as the Raiders retake the lead. What a turn of events. 3rd and 23. They just do get it. You get a 41-yard penalty. You get a 1-yard touchdown, and Las Vegas on top again.
So far, this game is being decided by foolish penalties a long way from the ball. And right there, good finish on the part of Josh Jacobs. But for the Raiders, that was the kind of answer they needed to turn the tide back in their favor.
A nice little block from Sutton Smith, who came in as the fullback on that play. Carlson for the point after. And back and forth we go in this the 272nd and final game of the 2021 season. 37 seconds when the Chargers get the ball back and they have 2 timeouts.
Well, let's take a look at it. 3rd and 23 on this play, and for Derek Carr, just a simple handoff, and they end up picking it up on a run. You will see that about once in 100 times. And then on the backside of it, there's Chris Harris with the foul, a good 20 yards away from where the ball actually landed. Josh Jacobs then finished it off.
Harris can't believe it. The 3rd and 23, that's the longest run for a 1st down this season in the NFL.
Well,
on a 3rd down play. Pretty good time to do it.
What better way for the season to end, huh? We have seen some wild stuff already in this 1st half.
Ain't over either.
Nope.
In Pittsburgh, you can't go to overtime. You just can't do that.
Every time they crisscross leads, the Pittsburgh Steelers not too happy.
Andre Roberts back to return the kickoff, if possible. Instead, it comes out to the 25 with 37 ticks on the clock. Numbers are similar for the quarterbacks. Herbert's thrown for 106. Carr is thrown for 107. Each guy with a touchdown pass and no picks. Chargers will get the ball to start the 2nd half. Herbert. Knocked away that time by Darius Philon. Took 5 seconds and makes it 2nd down and 10. Each team has run 31 plays in the game. First downs close to even. Everything close to even.
Check out this little inside move here by Philon. That was nice, going right around at Filer and Philon going at it inside, and of course Herbert to get rid of it.
Herbert stepping out, stepping away, looking for the sideline to stop the clock. And they hold him to a short gain. It'll be 3rd down now.
Now the Chargers have to pay attention to what they're doing out here. You don't want to have to turn around and punt this ball back to him. Anything can happen. You punt the football, and that guy knows a thing or two about strategy when it comes to special teams.
Rich Bisaccia, that's how he made his mark. Gus Bradley, the defensive coordinator, he knows all about the Chargers. He was there the last 4 years. 3rd and 8. Herbert fires, and that's incomplete, but a flag is thrown with 19 seconds, and that's Trufant colliding with Mike Williams.
Max Crosby with a nice move inside. I think drew the hold on that one.
Holding. Offense to the 74. The penalties decline. Brings up 4th down.
That's Storm Norton. And now the punt unit has to come in.
Yeah, we talked about the left side of the offensive line of the Chargers. Their weaker side is on the right side, and this time Crosby able to take advantage. And now here the Raiders are again with a little bit of a chance before the half.
Renfro is back to receive. Ty Long to send it down to him. And a flag is thrown here. Going to back him up 5.
False start. Offense number 31. It's a 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
Getting a little more interesting every moment here.
Remember, I mentioned Long is near the bottom of the league in punting average.
This is one you really wouldn't mind, a ball that dribbles along on the ground to eat up a little bit of this clock.
Play clock down to 3. He does get it away and angles it to the near side. Caught at the 26 and out of bounds at the 37 with 10 seconds, and back in 30 seconds after this from AWS. On Saturday, 3 on Sunday, and a Monday nighter.
Interesting. Gonna take a knee, I guess.
They fought back and take a knee, and the Chargers will get the ball to start the 3rd quarter.
I would not have done that. I would have taken a shot.
Regardless, a very entertaining first half. 17-14 with so much at stake. Coming up next, the Toyota halftime. Mike, Tony, and Drew. 17-14 is our halftime score. Eckler, 2nd undrafted player with 20 touchdowns in the season. Priest Holmes of Kansas City was the other, and he did it twice. Richard had that long 3rd down conversion on a 3rd and 23 to set up the go-ahead touchdown. Chargers 42 drives with 10 or more plays, 2 tonight, both touchdowns. And what's at stake? Winner of the playoffs, loser goes home, barring a tie where they both go to the playoffs. And the Steelers go crazy.
You know, at some point we're going to have to start addressing that possibility as well.
We just did.
Yeah.
Al Michaels, Chris Collinsworth, Michelle Tafoya, final regular season game at Allegiant Stadium. Chargers to get the ball to start the 3rd quarter. Roberts from the 6. Weaving, backing up, gets to the 29, and we go to Michelle.
Well, Brandon Staley, Al, came out of the locker room and immediately went to the officials and complained about that pass interference call against Chris Harris Jr. He adamantly disagreed with it, told me the same, but he told me the Chargers weathered the early storm. They settled down on offense, and now he wants them to play physical at the line of scrimmage and take care of the ball. Rich Bisaccia said the Raiders would make some adjustments to deal with Austin Eckler, but his overall message to his team, we will compete to the bitter end. As they have all season long, Michelle, from the 29-yard line. Start with a pass here and a 7-yard gain. Guyton. We're talking about that pass interference call is interesting, and I agree with you. I think that was not a catchable ball, but the ball is on its way up as the penalty is called.
So it lands in the field of play, which is significant on this, but you're going to see the ball land way over here on the R, and the foul way over in the middle of the field. Now, is it possible that Jones could have gotten all the way back over there? I guess it was possible, but not from my angle. I never thought he had a chance at it.
Wide open is Jared Cook, and the big tight end rumbles down to the 20-yard line. So the Chargers come out hot in the second half. Gain of 42 here.
Nice looking play design here. They're going to clear on the outside, then do an out and up with Jared Cook. And all that does is it drives the defender deeper. Faison was a good 20 yards back, and the underneath defender kind of let him go because he thought he was going up the field. I'll tell you, this Justin Herbert impresses. He just impresses me every time I watch him play.
2 quick plays to take him down to the 22-yard line. Hands it off. Eckler. Taken down to the 25-yard line by Faison. Loss of 3.
And we all talk about the great arm strength, but to me, this is what has impressed me the most. His ability to adapt and to get to that second and to get to that third read. And for a guy his size to have that kind of quick release and get the ball out of his hand. We talk about him. He was a valedictorian. He's a smart guy. And, man, he is learning the National Football League in a hurry.
And Ngakoue is coming out. So Blakeman sent him over to the bench, and he sent him over because somebody upstairs may have said, get Ngakoue out of there, at least for a play. And he's saying, no, I'm fine.
Trey McKitty over there blocking on him.
Well, they sent him out for at least one play. Quinn Furl comes in his spot, 2nd and 13. And buried by Quentin Jefferson. Herbert keeping his eyes downfield. And Farrell was there as well. 3rd and 23 now.
That's the side they're going to have to attack. They knew it coming in, and there it is. It finally pays off. Going against Michael Schofield. Remember that this is a team that had the right side of their offensive line taken out by injuries early in the year. Boucher and Brian Bulaga both. That will be the focal point of the rush, that offensive right side.
Ngakoue is back in the game, 3rd and 23. Little dump off here to Eckler, and Eckler will take it to the 33-yard line to set up a possible 50-yard field goal attempt. Tackle made there by Max Crosby, 4th and 21.
Well, as we head towards a possibility of 17-17.
Mike Tomlin is saying, get out of here. 51-yard attempt. Again, Chargers have had all kinds of kicking woes through the years, but Hopkins has cleaned it up since his pickup from Washington halfway through the season. And this kick is no good. Wide left by 6 feet, and Vegas retains the lead.
Pretty good game right here.
Yep, very good game. 17-14.
Yep.
11:42 after that missed field goal, left in the 3rd. And Pickup of a couple of yards here for Josh Jacobs.
All right, let's take a look at our next-gen stats powered by AWS. And what were the odds that long run could possibly happen and turn this football game of Jalen Richard? 1.6% chance. But that was the magical moment so far for this Raiders team.
Second and 8 from the 43. Four-man rush. Carr gets bumped and then flips that one away. Nwosu had a big first half. Again in on it, but holding his shoulder now. So he's paying the price. It'll be 3rd down and 8. He's been terrific tonight.
Yeah, and Jerry Tillery inside is going to go to work on Alex Leatherwood, and for Leatherwood, that's one of the problems that he's had. You see him open the gate, as they call it, turn his shoulders sideways, and once you get one of those big defensive linemen like that, there's almost no way to keep him off the quarterback.
3rd down and 8. Carr firing to the sideline and incomplete. Could not connect with Zay Jones. Derwin James with the coverage, and 4th down and 8 after a 3-and-out.
It was a big miss. They've had a few opportunities. You think early in the game, the deep ball that they missed to Zay Jones as well could have kept that drive alive. You know, you get about 12 possessions per game, and don't want to give away any.
A.J. Cole, his 3rd punt of the night. Roberts calls for and secures the fair catch at the 9-yard line. Statistical regression is how we put it. From the 9-yard line, they start here with an Eckler run out to the 15 for a gain of 6.
You know, one of the things we talked about early on here was the fact that Herbert was going to have to be really patient in this game, and that's exactly what's happening. So far, only 4 of his 20 passes beyond 10 yards. So the Raiders have been doing a nice job out there, just sort of keeping things underneath them and not giving up those big plays.
Yeah, they've held Keenan Allen pretty much in check, and Mike Williams hasn't been that big of a factor yet. So sooner or later, they hope that that's the case. Meanwhile, you've got the ex-Charger Denzel Perryman, who was picked up by Carolina, then sent to Las Vegas before the season began. KJ Wright, the longtime former Seattle Seahawk, comes in that place.
But that is significant. Perriman is the juice in that huddle, and if he can't come back, that would be huge.
2nd down and 4. Swing it to the outside. Caught here short of the 1st down. Jalen Guyton sets up a 3rd and 1 for the Chargers.
One of the really good players in the league, has been for a long time. Casey Hayward coming up, and this is what we've been seeing so far out of the Chargers. They want just catches and runs afterwards, so it really comes down to open field tackling, and that time Hayward able to make the play, and Perriman's still in a lot of pain over there on that sideline.
From the 18 on 3rd and 1. Eckler, can he get to the marker? He cannot. And the Raiders are able to hold him. Darius Philon has had a couple of really good games against the Chargers in their 2 meetings this season. Right there for the stop. 4th and 1.
Darius Philon, when they needed him most, watch him just fight his way through all these blockers as they tried to come with that counter, a slow moving play, and they are going for this.
Well, they say they are anyway. I mean, this would be the gamble of gambles from your own 18-yard line in a 3-point game, or they're just trying to draw him offside. No, they are going for it. And he gets stuffed. Eckler can't even get back to the line of scrimmage. Well, there are gambles, and then there are gambles. That's stunning, I got to tell you.
I think that was Philon again. Right through there, if I'm reading this right. No, it was Philon just over top of the center and making that play over Philon. That was incredible. What a back-to-back couple of plays on that sequence. And we're going to be talking about this one for a long, long time.
Oh, yeah. From their own 18, they go for it. Now Mariota comes in the Wildcat in a 3-point game. The 16, now Mariota will back up. And now it's Jacobs, and Jacobs takes it, gives it to Mariota. He swings it over to Waller. Around the side he goes. And he gets taken down to the 13. A little razzle-dazzle there. Didn't fool the Chargers. Derwin James makes the stop.
So Darius Philon, for the second straight play, comes up absolutely huge, working against the strength of this Chargers offensive line. They were going to stay committed to that left side, and look at him. He might have just dragged the Raiders right into the playoffs with those two.
Philon, another former Charger, played there between 2015 and 18. Little razzle-dazzle, gained 4. Carr back in, second down and 6. Look out, James blitzing, and Carr just flings it away. So they sent Derwin James. You got Carr taking a shot at the end there. It'll be third down and 6.
Yeah, it's one of the things they really wanted to get to this year was Derwin James in some of these pressure packages, and so many times you'll see the inside pressure and then him coming to the outside. They just want to set up his speed, and they just were never able to get the full package in because of so many different injuries on this Chargers team.
Grasping his right leg or knee as he got up. Big play, third down and 6. Carr backing up, throwing, and it's incomplete. Waller is there, James on top of him, and at least the Chargers defense is able to hold in a most precarious situation, 4th and 6.
Well, Darius Philon made the play for the Raiders, and then it was Derwin James with back-to-back plays to save the Chargers on the back end. You'll see him in the coverage, and they asked so much of him, and everybody knew this was the matchup, right? Waller working against James, and that time James was the winner.
Carlson now, who's never missed in this stadium. 34-34 over 2 years, field goals. Another chip shot here from 31. No kibosh. 8:03 left in the third. Tack on 3 to the Raiders, 20-14. His 23rd year as an NFL official, and calling it quits after tonight.
Congratulations to him.
Yep. Now one of these teams may be calling it quits after tonight. We'll find out who. 20-14, Vegas on top with 8:03 left in the third. And Roberts lets it sail through the end zone. Anyway, partner, here's your math on the call.
Yeah, for Staley, this is what he's doing, right? Their chance of winning is 35%, right? And then here's what happens. You convert that one, it jumps to 45%. If you're stopped, it goes to 26%. And if you punt, you are neutral. So it is a little bit under the 50-50 percentage points that you would like to go for it in that situation.
But how many times have you seen in a 3-point game a guy go for it from his own 18-yard line? Meanwhile, here's Eckler starting out with a 7-yard gallop, tackled by Perriman. Good to see Perriman back in the game. Second down and 3.
Yeah, now a little tempo coming out of the Chargers here too. They're ready to pick up the pace.
They run the second fastest offense in the league. Only Jacksonville has been faster this year. Herbert, and it's juggled and dropped. So Keenan Allen, who's been so sure-handed, has had a spectacular career, but tonight they've held him in check. He drops one here. He's only caught 2 for 15 yards in the game. 3rd and 3.
Wow, we have seen some superstar players drop really easy passes tonight.
Herbert, look out from behind. Down he goes to the 21-yard line. The ball is out, but the play is over. Max Crosby. 7 sacks now for him. He'll be going to the Pro Bowl. Setting up 4th and long.
Yeah, let's give a little credit, though, to Yannick Ngakoue, who's had a nice night here tonight. He's going to take their best blocker, Rashawn Slater, right back in and get that pressure that forced Herbert to get out of there. And then Crosby was right there. And I tell you, Herbert was lucky to hold on to that ball. It got really loose right there, and fortunately for him, didn't come out until he's on the ground.
Ty Long. Send it down to Renfro. Hunter backs up, collects at the 20, and gets popped at the 32-yard line. Trey McKitty, the tight end, with that tackle. And hold on everything, because there's a flag down at the end of the play. A little scrum developed after that play when McKitty tackled Renfro. Clete Blakeman to sort it out and let us know eventually.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense. Number 32, it's a 15-yard penalty from the end of run, 1st down.
Yeah, that's Dallin Levitt sending him back toward their own end zone. 6.5 to go in the 3rd. Well, the fumble could advance it after that. Carr under pressure and open, but he was under such pressure that time that the pass was short, and Waller couldn't come back to get it because Murray put the heat on Carr. 2nd and 10.
Well, this is what they've been trying to get to right here with Kenneth Murray just coming back. You're going to see him take the left guard, John Simpson, right back into Derek Carr. And if he didn't, this was a layup of a throw. They have just missed some really big opportunities down the field tonight in the passing game.
2nd and 10. To the outside they go here. To the 21-yard line. Brian Edwards makes his 2nd grab of the night. Michael Davis in on the tackle. Will be 3rd down and 5.
And it's really been a struggle tonight getting the football to superstar players. I mean, Hunter Renfro really had the touchdown, but not much of a factor. Some double teams with the safeties coming down. Same thing with Darren Waller during the course of this game. But here they are both on the same side of the screen now. Now Waller going up to the top.
Call it 3rd and 6. They move it back to the 21. Carr has time, but the secondary is doing its work, and then he throws, and it's caught on the run, and that's Edwards again. Into Charger territory. So Carr out of the pocket, buying time, keeps looking downfield, finds his man 30 yards.
What a play by Derek Carr. Here comes the double team down here on Renfro. And so despite the fact that's where Carr wanted to go, not there, didn't like it, scramble out. Bosa with that inside rush, giving Carr a chance. And then Brian Edwards. The double team has been just like that all night long, and so really it is up to Carr now to basically go, okay, we see that, let's go over here.
No,
Edwards now their leading receiver tonight, 3 grabs for 46 yards. To the ground again, Jacobs. And tough to wrestle him down, but they finally stopped him after a gain of about 7. Nwosu is there for the stop.
Yeah, here's the 2 you must stop if you're playing against the Raiders, and you see the safety sitting right inside, coverage on the outside. They have just had a constant presence on those 2 guys, and of course Waller now playing. He hasn't been in there very much over the past 5 weeks, hasn't been there at all, and so you just wonder how his conditioning is at this point. But they have taken away the 2 stars in the passing game, and now it's up to those others. Nice big play that time by Brian Edwards.
2nd down 3. Jacobs, can he get outside? He can, and picks up the 1st down. Cuts it back in. White makes the stop. Move the sticks.
I love that run. I really do, because so many teams, you'll see him bounce all the way to the boundary here, but not Jacobs. He set up the guy to the outside and then cut it right back to the inside, going right downhill to make the play. You have to have a lot of respect for somebody who busts up his ribs 1 week and then comes right back and has the kind of game he has out here tonight.
Nifty run, 13 totes for 34 yards for him. 3.5 to go in the third. First down at the 37. Carr, look out, avoids the sack. Eyes downfield still, and then finally flings that one away, and a flag is down. Flag is down back at the 19-yard line, so it's in the secondary.
Prior to the pass, holding defense, number 43. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
That's on Michael Davis.
When you're going against Darren Waller, sometimes you need everything in the toolbox there to try and get him, and you can see the hold on that one. Just his presence in the game, even though not a ton of catches in this one, his presence has definitely been a factor in other people being available to Derek Carr.
Chargers 90 yards in penalties, and a 41-yarder before the half was very costly. First down here. Jacobs again a nice run, and then gets gang tackled as he reaches the 30-yard line. Pickup of 3 yards, second down and 7.
Yeah, the Raiders have done okay tonight running the football, but with the kind of defense that the Chargers play, you're hoping for a little more. And the other thing it does is it takes some real pressure off of your offensive line if you can just stay with it a bit.
Dances in the pocket. That's caught. That's going to set up a third down and 1. Forced Morrow making the grab there. He had a 44-yarder and then fumbled at the 1-yard line out of bounds earlier. Gain right here of 5. And Mariota is coming back in on the third down and 1.5 yards or so.
I'll tell you, for Foster Moreau, a couple of his biggest plays of the night are coming when he chips and goes out late.
Carr stays in the game, but almost always a decoy. Flank wide left. Richard is a running back. 3rd and 1. Marcus keeps. Mariota sets on a first down and goal. So Marcus Mariota, one-time #1 pick in the draft, winds up here in a Wildcat spot, first down.
There you go. You're just reading the end man on the line of scrimmage, but you've got a lead blocker coming around in front of you as well. So nice job, nice setup by Derek Carrier there to get that outside presence. Look at Derek Carr, all for that 2-quarterback system.
2 guys from the University of Oregon. To about the 6. Jacobs ticking down to a minute to go in the third, and Vegas trying to make it a 2-possession game.
This is just so Raiders out here, isn't it? They just sort of hang around, and you think, you know, this team is, they've got too many things that have worked against them this season, and yet they just keep hanging in these games, and the Chargers in a bit of a spot right here.
For sure. Raiders had to win their last 3 to get to this spot. Second down and goal. Carr throwing, and it's one-handed. No. Brian Edwards trying to bring it in, could not. Third down and goal. Covered there by Michael Davis.
Wow, he had it look like for a moment. Then you always want to know.
Yeah, well,
but no, clearly not enough to make that a catch.
No,
when he hits the ground, definitely incomplete. Gave the crowd a thrill over that replay.
Yes, it did. Close.
Las Vegas takes its first timeout. This will be a 30-second timeout.
Well, they take a timeout with 34 seconds. It's going to be a 3rd down and goal. And Bisaccia's thinking about challenging. So Rich may want them to take another look, and I think Lakeman talked them out of it.
I always find that interesting, don't you?
Very.
Because it would cost them a timeout if they were wrong. So should officials be talking a coach out of it? Maybe it's more of a rule kind of thing. And
well, there's no challenge, but they do take a timeout. So they have 2. Now you've got a 3rd down and goal from the 6-yard line. Big play. Carr sails that one to Summerlin, and a flag is down here. And you're going to have this one going against the Chargers. Nwosu into Carr at the end.
Pass, holding defense, number 42. Runs half the distance to the goal line. First down.
So back to a 1st and goal now.
so this is what we've been seeing all night long, the block and release, but they flip it on him. Nwosu that time said, no, I'm not going to let you get out because you've been hurting us with some of those plays. And that is huge because it's a 1st down.
Yeah. Not Carr to the ground. You got Jacobs as the back. They give it to him. He gets back to the line of scrimmage. Have the fullback in as well, 41, Sutton Smith. And that may take us into the final frame as Bisaccia looks at the clock. And they will let it tick down, change ends of the field. And it will be 2nd down and goal when the 4th quarter commences in Las Vegas. 20-14 Raiders, end of 3 Sunday Night Football back after this April. Meanwhile, 2nd down and goal from the 2.5-yard line. Mariota takes the snap, keeps it, and tackle. What a play! What a play! Oh, Gilman comes in and stops him and saves the touchdown, setting up 3rd and goal.
I tell you, sometimes defensive players just make plays that take your breath away. This looked like it was going to be a touchdown all the way. Mariota just so elusive in the open field and one-on-one to the ground. Huge play in the game.
Can they keep him out again on a 3rd down and goal? Can the Raiders get in to extend the advantage? And it is caught. Renfro for the touchdown. Hunter Renfro with his 2nd touchdown catch of the night. 83 yards. They go in 13 plays, take half of a quarter to do it and extend the lead.
Watch Chris Harris have to sprint to try and match this motion going across the formation, and all Renfro does is take advantage of how fast he has to go to put on the brakes and then turn back inside for the touchdown. Very, very clever play from a guy that really knows how to run those kinds of routes. He is such a weapon down in the red zone.
Going for 2, trying to make it 14 points. Up by 12. Play clock already down to 2. They get it away. That's caught by Renfro on the outside. He tried to flip it. Too late. Adderley makes the stop, and they don't convert. 46 seconds into the 4th quarter. Vegas trying to go to postseason. Then bones are rolling. You know that. You do know that, don't you?
I know that. I know that.
Wish you did. So the Chargers to get it down by 12. Biggest lead of the game. 16 unanswered points for the Raiders. We go to Michelle.
Well, the Steelers are watching this game tonight with great interest. Chase Claypool posting, "Thank you, Jags, for beating Indy, keeping us alive." There's Trey Turner tuned in with his popcorn. And the Steelers, we want to see a good game tonight, Chargers and Raiders, and we're all in for a win, because if this game ends in a tie, Pittsburgh is no longer alive for the playoffs. They want to see one of these teams win, Al.
Yeah, I think, Michelle, they were pretty happy they missed that two-point conversion. He's 28-14. You have a better chance to wind up in a tie than 26-14. But we'll see. Anything can happen to the 30-yard line. Keenan Allen makes the catch, and he's been pretty silent tonight. Only his third catch for 21 yards.
Yeah, and because the Raiders jumped out to a bit of a lead, they've been able to play fairly soft in the secondary. And really, Herbert has really been forced to check the ball down almost all night. But one mistake, one penalty, all of a sudden that strategy is much tougher to implement.
Fake throw, keep it on the ground. That goes nowhere. Eckler tackle there by Max Crosby. Third down, 3rd and 5.
Relentless. That's all you need to know. Max Crosby, relentless, and he's come a long way from his days in rehab, and he'll openly talk about it, trying to make a difference for other people in their lives, and going to the Pro Bowl this year, and you could just see the emotion on his face when that happened.
3rd and 5, crowd in full throat right now. Herbert escaping, throwing downfield, and it's going to be picked off. Casey Hayward with the interception. Quentin Jefferson put the pressure on, and Hayward, another of the ex-Chargers, with the pick here.
How about this defensive line of the Raiders? This time, Quentin Jefferson with an inside move against Matt Filer, and is going to force Justin Herbert off the spot into a very bad decision down the field. And Casey Hayward, who was on the injury report, not sure he was going to make it, comes up with a huge play. And I tell you, this Raiders team, they're something else now. They are something else.
Yeah, we have to start talking about Rich Bisaccia as well. Meanwhile, you got Crosby there. That's only their 6th interception of the season, and only their 2nd one here. And that's a 10-yard gain in the first down for Josh Jacobs. I mean, they were on the minus side of the plus-minus in terms of turnovers, and somehow they were able to win their last 3 games despite not having a takeaway.
Their last 4 games, of which they won 3, they had a minus 12 turnover ratio. They didn't get any takeaways, and they gave it away 12 times, and they still won 3 of those games.
There's a man who took a few away in his career, the Hall of Famer Charles Woodson. Hayward dancing around on the bench. Double X Max Crosby right there on the 47-yard line. Carr flips it to the outside. Renfro makes his 3rd catch of the night, and his only one that wasn't a touchdown. We go to Michelle.
Well, you guys have been talking about everything they've overcome in this season. Max Crosby told me he continues to get asked about that, and he said the thing is, if we don't win this game, a lot of people are going to forget about this team. We have the guys to do it. Everyone on this team is tough as hell. We have badass dudes on this team. No one thought we'd go to Indy and win. No one talks about who we have. We beat people up. We have a special group. We want to be remembered. That's Max Crosby.
So far, it looks like they're on their way. Adversity, tragedy, everything with this team this year, as it's taken across the 50-yard line by Josh Jacobs. Of course, now the question's going to become, too, in terms of coaching. Bisaccia got the job. First time he's ever been a head coach. And he's the interim head coach. And, of course, there's all kinds of speculation out there. You know, name somebody. Jim Harbaugh's name, of course, is now in the mix. But what do you do with Rich Bisaccia? He gets him to the playoffs and he goes deep into the playoffs.
I think there's a revolution if you try and change it out. He is beloved within those walls. He spends a lot of time with those players in private meetings and discussions. And you can say whatever you want about coaching, but he pieced this thing back together.
3rd down and 4. Carr flips it out to Richard. Stays inbounds, makes a great move on Murray. And that moves the sticks and takes some more time off the clock.
Well, Jalen Richard's had a nice night tonight. He had that long run on 3rd and 23, and all of a sudden here he is converting another 3rd down. These plays are so significant. Well, you just don't talk about them enough, and you're not remembered, but holding on to the ball, holding on to it for another series, letting the clock run, all this stuff is such a huge part of winning in the National Football League.
Clark can play a little clock ball here, take that play clock all the way down. 10 minutes exactly left in regulation.
Here it comes. 187.
Jacobs slips the tackle in the backfield. Got away from Drew Tranquil to pick up 5. 2nd down and 5.
Boy, I tell you, this Chargers defense is getting really flat across this back line. You may see some play action and go here at some point. The Chargers know they're not a great run-stuffing team, and so even though they're staying that 4 deep, they're getting closer to the line of scrimmage all the time.
Come up with 3 tight ends here. And takes that clock all the way down and then throws to the outside too high. Waller, the intended receiver, will be 3rd down and 5 with 9:13 left in the 4th.
Now, they haven't quite had the magic tonight with Darren Waller that we've seen earlier in the season. And for these Chargers, they begin to understand that they've got to make some plays at this point. And I think they are surprised. I think they really believe they had the better team coming in here tonight.
From the 34-yard line. Carr steps up and hits Renfro, who then backs up and gets taken down. So Tranquil is right there to stop him. Now you've got a 4th down coming up in a game where they lead by 12 and will try to tack on 3 more as Carlson comes out.
Yeah, I think Renfro is going to be mad at himself for doing this move. He was very close to the 1st down line. If he just dives forward, he's likely to pick it up or at least make it a very short 4th and 1. Instead now 4th and 4 and no decision to be made.
Yeah, and a 52-yard attempt for Carlson. He's made 2 chip shots tonight. Now from long distance to try to make it a 15-point lead. And the kick is good. Stays perfect in this stadium. 29-14. Las Vegas. Bottom of the barrel here in terms of the seeding. Play 2 road games. You got a possible 3rd game at home, depending on how things wind up. But first things first, they're just trying to get to the playoffs for the first time since 2016. Chargers in the 4th quarter. Little pop for any team, any season, and that pass is caught on the outside by Mike Williams. They've kept him in check tonight. Brandon Faison makes the tackle. Short game.
You know, there's been so much discussion about Gus Bradley and his cover 3 defense on the back end and the old Seattle cover 3 and all that sort of entails. And yet tonight, when they jumped out to that lead, it is really sort of handcuffed in some ways this Chargers offense. They just have gone completely to the short, quick throws and really have not come up with those big plays in the passing game.
They need one too. Herbert stepping away under pressure. There's another short throw, but that one at least picks up a 1st down as Mike Williams makes the grab. Crosby that time forced the issue as we reach the halfway mark of the 4th quarter.
Yeah, and the other part of the story is the fact that the defensive line of the Raiders have played some dominant football down inside and really won that battle.
Herbert. Throw here, and that is along the sideline. Mike Williams making that catch. Working in a hurry. 1st down at the 43.
That looked like Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams. I mean, he was completely blanketed in that coverage. That throw was just that good.
Again to the outside. Caught. Little short gain here. Eckler makes that grab. Less than 7 to play now. Gain of just a yard. 2nd down and 9.
Here comes Darius Philon back in the game, and kind of remarkable to think about that guy, the former Charger, out of football the last 2 years, had 2 sacks against the Chargers in their first game, and has come back and put on a show here as well. He has been a Charger killer this year.
Herbert. That'll be caught, and that's the rookie Joshua Palmer setting up a 3rd down and 3. KJ Wright makes the tackle. Joe Lombardi sending in the play. Gus Bradley calling the defense. 3rd and 3. That's fired and caught, and this time it is Guyton having a nice night, and he picks up the 1st down at the 21-yard line.
You know, so many times great quarterbacks take over a game late in this one, and you'll see him. Herbert has just been throwing the ball in this sequence here. He is just loose and throwing it hard.
5 catches for Guyton. Now he throws, and that is juggled and dropped at the 1-yard line. Jared Cook could not haul it in. 2nd down and 10.
Well, you got to make these plays, though. I mean, this is another just laser shot in the hands.
Teamer gets in there to help bust it up. 2nd and 10.
I would not be afraid of coming back to those seam routes, though. Against this defense, there are some openings in there.
Trying to find one. To the outside he goes here. Eckler makes the grab. Taken out of bounds at the 18-yard line. So 3rd down and 6.
Yeah, I'm going to say it one more time. We really have not seen Herbert take off and run. If there were ever a time against this 4-man rush, how many times do we see Aaron Rodgers step up in gaps in a 4-man rush and take advantage?
And he did it in that Sunday night game against Pittsburgh. Rushing for over 90 yards. 3rd and 6. Herbert hit as he throws, and it's incomplete. That time Max Crosby came in and got to his arm, and it's 4th down and 6.
Max Crosby all the way around, but he was well behind Herbert. But watch him reach back in to get a hand on the arm, and that was the difference.
Well, you never want to say never, but this could be the ball game right here. Otherwise, Vegas would take over, chew up as much of the clock as they could. 4th down and 6 as the Chargers have to convert. Herbert throws, caught, and then reaching with the forward progress. Mike Williams, they got to put the ball down a little short of the yellow line. Oh, how big is this right now?
Where did the contact happen? He was already on his knees. The catch is going to be just short. Does he cross? Holy cow. If I had to eyeball it and that little thing is right, when he reached, I would have said yes.
Ooh. That's not the official sticks are on the other side of the field. So they're bringing the sticks out now from the near side of the field. They're coming out right now. Tackle was made by Faison. And here we go. Here we go. Woo, he did not get it. And of course, that's going to be challenged, so they will take a look at that as they take the sticks back.
Los Angeles is challenging the ruling on the play. The runner was down by contact with the ball short of the goal line.
This game's had everything but Gene Sterator's index card. Find out in a minute. It out. Remember, the sticks were on the other side of the field, and they're looking at this to see the 12-yard line. If he gets to the 12, should be a first down. It's possible they'll bring the sticks back out to remeasure. We'll find out in a second.
Well, they left the sticks out there, but then they've taken them back to the sideline. I still think he got the 12.
Here comes the call.
After review, when the receiver was touched down by contact, the ball was at the 12-yard line, which is enough for the first down. At that point, please put 4 minutes and 57 seconds on the game clock. 4:57.
Well, I don't have to tell you, gigantic, because the Raiders would have had the ball, could have chewed up some clock. Instead, Chargers with the 1st and 10 at the 12. Well, it had to end with drama, you know that.
You know that. Not much Keenan Allen, and these are the situations where you're so used to him being involved.
Slot left. Herbert looks the other way and just flings it away. And a flag goes down because Storm Norton lost the battle to Max Crosby, and Blakeman will tell us.
Holding. Offense, number 74. 10-yard penalty. Replay first down.
That indeed is the Storm and one.
Yeah, and you really knew going into this game that Rashawn Slater would hold his own against Ngakoue on the other side, and it was going to come down to this matchup. It was going to be Max Crosby against Storm Norton, and who could win that one? And so far, you'd have to say Crosby, and with that penalty, even more so.
Crosby wins almost every battle. It's 103 yards in penalties. 3 times as much as the Raiders have been flagged for tonight. So it's going to be first down and 20. Little chit chat going on here as Blakeman comes over to Bisaccia. Not accept the penalty. Let's figure out what it is here in a second.
After discussion, the quarterback was down by contact at the 23-yard line. Therefore, to be second down at that spot, because Las Vegas elects to decline the holding penalty. Okay. Second down.
There you go. Here's the end of the play. He was down. There's the play. Lee goes down. Ball's in his hand. Was contacted before that.
That's big. That's a loss down.
Yeah. At this point, makes it 2nd and 21 instead of 1st and 20. Shoulder shake, and nobody's home there. Mike Williams was the closest, and you've got 3rd down and 21.
Yeah, they tried to go to double move on the outside to Mike Williams, and then he just stopped. So offensively, just not on the same page. Maybe he just knew there was no way that he was going to get by him, so he wanted to give Herbert somewhere to throw the ball.
Third and 21. Herbert to the end zone and incomplete. Had it for a second. Williams is there facing covering on the play. 4th down.
Man, that was some throw that time by Herbert right into the basket. Let's take a look at how the ball got out. They tried to go for the hold him off with one hand and the one-handed catch and couldn't make it.
Could not. 4th and 21. They can get a first down without a touchdown by getting into the 2-yard line.
I've got to think you're going to take some shot with Cook down the middle of the defense, try and throw it high and give him a chance.
To the tight ends, had a big night. Herbert Fires and into the end zone. It is Palmer for the touchdown. The rookie out of Tennessee for the score. They go 75 in 14 plays, a little under 4 minutes, and they needed 21 and got all 23. Touchdown.
Al, the Raiders were thinking the same thing I was. Jared Cook went down the left side. He drew the coverage, and they just fell asleep on Palmer on the back side of that thing. What a play, Justin Herbert.
Well, now you're going for 2. You can go for 1 and make it a 1-possession game. If they don't make a 2-point conversion, and a timeout is taken here. I mean, this is such an interesting call too. I mean, I've always felt you take the 1 here to make it a 1-possession game, because if you don't make it and it's a 2-possession game, I think there's such deflation on your sideline, knowing you got to go in twice.
The argument against is that you want to know now. You want to know now whether or not you're going to have to score twice in order to win the game, and different strategy, onside kicks, the different ways that go about that. So
4.5 minutes to go. I don't want to know that I have to score twice.
No, you definitely don't want to know that.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to say that Herbert should run this time.
How do you think they're feeling in Pittsburgh about this point? Here we go. 2-point conversion. And that is going to be hauled in for the 2-pointer by Eckler. Herbert keeps it alive. Eckler gets free, and it's a 7-point game.
First of all, huge kudos to this offensive line. But Justin Herbert is going to go all the way across the field. Watch his head. 1, 2, 3, 4. He hit the 5th target on that play. The 5th guy. He had no intention whatsoever of ever looking back to the backside, and Eckler, and yet that's where he converts it. 1, 2, 3, 4. And here's number 5. Unbelievable.
So it's 29-22. You got 4:28 to go. The Chargers have all of their timeouts. They get the ball back. They've got the 2-minute warning. And you just knew it was going to come down to this.
You did. Well, you got the hands team out there right now too, so you can kick this thing to a lot of areas and maybe get a ball bouncing around.
Raiders protected against the onside kick, but not here. And that bounds through the end zone. Partner, it's time to simplify the game. Tell this dummy, powered by Microsoft Surface.
I'm not sure I can simplify this game. This has some complexities to it, but I do know that Darius Philon has been sensational tonight, and it has been some of his plays in the key moments of the game, making stops that really has given the Raiders the advantage in this one. But now, here we go. You're going to have to make plays on the offensive side, because you do not want to give this thing back to Herbert.
Big night for another of the ex-Chargers on the other side. From the 25, they begin this drive. Mariota keeps it to the 34-yard line. Faked it to Renfro coming around. And Marcus, who's been in and out tonight, as he has been all season long, has carried now 3 times for 15 yards.
Yeah, and you'll just see the backside guys pull in front of him. And he got it 5 times, I think, in the game last week, and it worked so well. They've come right back to it here in the biggest of all moments for the entire season on the line. And you're leaving Derek Carr on the sideline.
Yep, keeping him in the game here. 2nd and 2. Mariota again. This time he hands it to Renfro. He faked it to him the last time. And Nwosu is there to stop him. So it'll be 3rd down now after a loss of 4. 3rd and 6.
Okay, I get it. You know, you're going to do the change up off of the first play and give it to Renfro, but You know, Nuoso also saw that one last time, and he was sitting there waiting to blow it up. He's had a great night tonight.
Carr back in. A little over 3 to play. Richard is the running back. Carr pressured. Ball is out. The ball is out. Joey Bosa knocked it out. And it's still going to wind up as the Raider ball. So Carr trying to sling it. And fortunately for him, that's going to be the ruling on the field.
Wow, what a difference.
Parker is there. Whoa, he brought it back.
Definitely, Joey Bosa is the one that got it out working against Parker. But how did the ball get out of the hands of the Chargers here? That was, for me, the bigger question. They looked like they had the easiest shot to recover it.
Right.
Look at that, and somehow it got back out again.
Justin Jones was there and could not secure it, which means Cole with a punt to the 26-yard line. Flag is down. Roberts goes out of bounds. So that fumble was recovered by Brandon Parker. Flag down on the run back with a little more than 2 to play. Man.
And we're hearing a massive gulp come out of Pittsburgh right now.
It's on, came on Hall. Holding Johnson there. It's going to back the Chargers up. For the Chargers, in effect, this worked out nicely that the clock stopped at 2:06. This is like getting a free time out of the 2-minute warning. They have all the time they need.
During the kick, holding receiving team number 37. It's a 10-yard penalty from the end of the kick. First down.
Yeah, that's on Hall. So the Chargers from their own 27-yard line.
Plenty of time. Plenty of time. All their timeouts. They can do anything they want. But they have to get Max Crosby blocked.
From the 17-yard line. Herbert deep downfield, and that's incomplete. No flag. Face on. He's had a busy night covering Mike Williams on that play. 2nd and 10, and that's our 2-minute warning. What's going on? Well, meanwhile, you got to bring the card out to take out a man who's having a hell of a night. Check out what happens to him here. Whatever it is, he goes right to the turf. He's going to get a big ovation going out as he gets taken off the field. Boy, what a night he's had.
Whatever it is, if they come out of here with a win, he's going to have a huge piece of that one. He was great tonight. Just
tremendous.
Great.
5th-year guy out of Arkansas, signed him as a free agent. He played with the Chargers from 15 through 18. So Bisaccia and company with the Chargers on the 2nd down and 10. Herbert throws. He's under heat again. And that's Quentin Jefferson, who's also had a big night. And Herbert goes down and is slow to get back up.
I tell you, it has been the play of this defensive line of the Raiders that has gotten it done. Quentin Jefferson, he's 3rd on the team with a career-high 4 sacks coming into tonight. And he has been just fantastic. And now they've got their first-string pass rushers back in. And now's when you need an Austin Eckler, a Keenan Allen, somebody to make one of those kinds of plays.
3rd and 10. 4-man rush. Fired. Incomplete. Tried to get it to Palmer. who scored the touchdown on the 4th down play. Faison is there again. So here we go again on a 4th down. They don't make it. They have to take all of their timeouts, and then Carlson can come in and basically cement it with a field goal.
Yeah, and I mean, just so you know, the Raiders have just done a great job of double teaming Keenan Allen in the middle of the field, and they are forcing the Chargers to go away from him.
Split Cook out to the left. Go trips to the right. 4th down. Herbert fires. Caught. And again, they just barely get the 1st down. This time it's Allen. So Herbert buys time. They needed 10, got 10.5. Moves the sticks. Out to the 27. Minute and a half. All 3 timeouts. Herbert pressured. Fires. Low. No. Incomplete. Crosby again. 2nd down and 10.
The problem is that Crosby is just destroying Norton on the outside, but Jared Cook is such a weapon. They don't want to help and chip with him, so they have to get him out on the route. And we've established the fact right now that Norton is not going to be able to hold up against Max Crosby.
Crosby trying to wreck the game. 2nd down and 10.
And these Charger receivers are exhausted.
Play clock at 2. Herbert throwing. One hand. No, Williams had it with one hand for a moment, and then it came loose. Trufant there covering on the play. Holding his stomach now as he gets up is Williams. Again trying to one-hand it.
So many times in the league, you can get away as a defensive back holding on to that inside arm, and he really had no choice. He actually did sort of get possession of the ball, but the ability of those defensive backs to subtly grab that inside arm makes it so hard. That's why they practice those one-handed catches.
3rd and 10. Herbert protected well. Incomplete. Guyton. We go back to 4th down. They've made 2 huge 4th downs in the last couple of minutes. We'll have to do it again.
I mean, and these receivers are literally walking back to the home. They just have nothing left in them, and they're trying to hang in there. But whatever ounce of energy you have left, it has to come on this play. There's Cook on the single receiver side.
They're 4 for 5 on 4th down tonight. Need this one. Herbert fires, and that's going to be incomplete. Flag is down, though. Cook, the flag is down right where the catch would have been made.
Jared Cook got held.
Prior to the pass, holding defense, number 33. 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
It's Roderick Teamer. And they stay alive. They're still breathing. No last rites yet.
Right off the line of scrimmage, you'll be able to see it. Basically, Cook gets jerked forward here. Right there. That's, you know, that's not a marginal call. That's the right call.
66 seconds. Herbert, hit as he throws, picks it up, and that's going to be Max Crosby again. What else is new?
But that might count. If that's a fumble, the fumbling player did.
Right. They're moving ahead is what Blakeman is doing right now. If it's called a fumble, they can advance that. What are they going to call it? Terry McCauley, what do you see?
I see his hand moving forward with control. This is an incomplete pass, Al.
The ball got knocked a little bit just before it was coming forward, though.
You can see him firm control. He's got it gripped, bringing the ball forward. That's incomplete.
So originally it's called a fumble, but
play is under review.
Yep, and you're right. It's going to wind up coming back because for the moment they were ready to snap it at the 46-yard line.
I tell you, he was hit before that ball was going forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's never a loss of control, and he brings it forward, incomplete pass.
Yep.
Without a doubt.
Some play by Herbert to go out there and pick that thing up, though, being that present.
It's going to be 2nd down and 10 when they do bring it back.
I'll tell you, the thing this does do, though, is it gives these receivers for the Chargers a blow, which they needed.
Meanwhile, that defensive line of the Raiders, they haven't needed a blow.
Well,
they're still coming.
Yeah, there's a difference, though, because you rotate in those defensive linemen, but that's it for the receivers. They're going down every single play.
Yeah, not Crosby, though.
No.
He's been out there every play.
It doesn't matter to him. He's he's running on different batteries.
I forgot what the exact
After review, ruling on the field is an incomplete pass. It'll bring up 2nd down at that spot. He's put 104 on the game clock. 104.
Forgot what the weight was at birth. It was over 10 pounds. His mom said he was so big, we gave him the extra X. There it is. 2 sacks, 2 hits, 6 hurries.
He did what Bosa did in the first game.
2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. To the outside, and that is not caught. That is Joshua Palmer. You got Faison is right there. He's been covering everybody tonight. 3rd and 10.
Faison's had an interesting night, hasn't he?
Very.
He was caught on the double move and the big pass interference call, but here late in the game, he has been making some plays for them.
Yeah, put him on the bench for a while after that penalty earlier on.
I tell you, I would not let Crosby have another free rush at Storm Norton. I got to chip him a little bit here.
He's pointing. Send an extra attacker, and that's going to be caught near midfield. 48-yard line, Keenan Allen. And the Chargers, with 51 seconds, will use their first timeout.
So they were anticipating the chip that time on Crosby, so they sent him out and rushed the blitzer inside and had the coverage in behind on Jared Cook. So pretty good little cat and mouse game going on between these two coordinators. It has to be Keenan Allen. It has to be Jared Cook. It has to be Austin Eckler down the stretch. It's not about X's and O's at this point. It's about people. Who wants the ball? Who do we have to get the ball to?
Got to throw Mike Williams in there as well.
Yeah, Mike Williams. Man, that was such a big almost catch that he had down there.
Remember, Palmer was the kid who scored the touchdown. Guy is there. I wonder what that guy's rooting for. 11th play of the drive coming. Still haven't crossed the 50. Herbert deep down the sideline, and it's incomplete. Eckler turned around.
Never saw it.
Never saw the ball.
This is a great play. They've got this thing set up so well. They've got the little out and up. They've got the inside guy going screaming down the middle of the field. Little delay out and then back up, and he's wide open. But he simply cannot find the ball. This ball is an easy adjustment in over his head, and he just could not find it.
That expression says it all. 2nd down and 10. Herbert fires. That's going to be caught right around the first down line. Joshua Palmer is there. And they're going to spot that one at the 43-yard line. And with 40 seconds, the Chargers are going to take another timeout.
All right, I know we've set this up before, but in Pittsburgh, if somehow this turns into a tie and goes to overtime, it's possible both these teams go if it ends in a tie.
Correct.
And Pittsburgh would be out. It is the most extraordinary of circumstances for the end of a season, and yet that's exactly what it is.
It's not possible. It's certain. That's Faison who's on the sideline. He's had a big second half. Here comes play number 13. You got Trufant comes in place of Faison. Herbert throwing deep downfield, and that is incomplete. They went right after that spot that Faison vacated with Trufant covering Palmer. 2nd and 10.
Yeah, now they're starting to work some games inside and taking Crosby back inside to give him a chance to do one of those kind of rushes. So again, you're just trying to get your best player in a position to make a move and make a play and end the game.
2nd and 10. Herbert setting up 3rd and 10. Eckler, the intended receiver. You see Herbert, he's picking grass out of his face mask. What's grass doing inside? Well, if you don't know, they throw it outside and they roll it in for these games.
I tell you, Al, these guys are just literally exhausted. Everybody out there is just playing on fumes, and it's the entire season comes down to these last 28 seconds.
15th play of the drive, and they're only at the 43-yard line. Trufant's on Williams. Herbert leaping up in the air, and it is caught by Joshua Palmer.
Great play by Casey Hayward.
But he's out.
To push him out of bounds. As a defender, there is no force out anymore. He knew that. So once he had to go up for the ball, all he had to do was carry him out of bounds, and it could not be complete. Exactly what he got done. Ooh, did that back leg.
Yeah, I mean, do you look at this one?
Let's take a look at this back leg, or did the knee go down?
No, the hand is down. The hand is down outside before the knee comes down. So for the moment, looked like a spectacular catch. Now here's 4th down again. Can they do it one more time? It's 4th down and 10. And timeout is taken this time by
Las Vegas takes
the Raiders.
Final timeout.
So the Chargers have 1. The Raiders have none. One more look here. Looks like he's going to come down with it.
Just an understanding of the rules to get that thing out of bounds. But that was some effort by Palmer, not just the catch, but to get his other foot on the ground. Unfortunately for him, his hand hit first. It was bang, bang, though.
Chargers one more time. 4th and 10. Can they stay alive? Raiders almost jumped offside. Herbert fires, caught inside the 30 goes Mike Williams. 15 seconds, and the Chargers have to use that last timeout. They are now 5 out of 6 on 4th down, and the one that they didn't make was the one from their own 18-yard line.
Entirely different set of circumstances right now, though. But you have to give Justin Herbert credit. I mean, he appeared to be out of it, and it just seems like every time he makes another play. But now you complete a pass in the middle of the field with 15 seconds. Very difficult to try and get off that next play. That's about the minimum. And I think you have to take your shots into the end zone at this point.
Four-man rush again. Goes to the outside. That's incomplete. That eats up 5 seconds. Williams is there. 18th play of the drive. All of them passes.
Yeah, well, if you are going to do a bit of the Hail Mary, right, you start to go, who's my biggest guy? And that would be Mike Williams. And who's sort of their smallest defender on the back end? And that would be Casey Hayward. And yet they've got 3 deep standing in the end zone right now, and Hayward is up.
6'4" against 5'11", 2 guys, 3 guys at the goal line. Picket fence down there. Herbert fires, and it is at the 12-yard line. Guyton, the officials confer? Did he make the catch? Did he stay in bounds? And we're still discussing it.
What hit first? No. Yeah, I think the shoulder may have hit before the legs got down.
Ball is rolling.
Is that an elbow down first?
Well, looks like they're going to hold this thing up and take another look at it.
If one knee equals 2 feet, one elbow has to be the same, isn't it?
I think so. So Blakeman is now going to come over and look at it because it's been stopped by New York. You knew this was going to happen, right? Terry, what do you see?
I got a catch, Al. He gets control of the ball. Then the nose of the ball touches the ground, but he doesn't lose control. That elbow is in bounds. This is a catch out of bounds. It should be the Chargers' ball right at that spot with the clock stopped.
One elbow does equal 2 feet. Is that correct?
Absolutely does,
okay.
Al.
All right.
Absolutely.
I mean, this is amazing. This is just amazing. The number of plays that have been. It looked like game over. And look at Rich Bisaccia. He just started taking a drink of water, and it's the way it's been for both these teams all season, but especially for the Raiders. They have been in a ton of these games.
We'll need a drink of something else after this game. I'm telling you, one way or another. So Brandon Staley, the rookie coach. By the way, if the Raiders get to the playoffs, it'll be the first time in 60 years a team has gone to the playoffs after making a midseason coaching change. Hasn't happened since 1961.
Can you imagine if they score this, go for one, win the toss, the Chargers do, and these two same units go right back out on the field?
After review, the ruling on the field is a completed catch at the 12-yard line. The first down at that point, please put 5 seconds on the game clock. 5 seconds.
All right, so 2 seconds. Barring a defensive foul, this will be final play of regulation, one way or another. They put a couple of more seconds on the clock, so you've got 5. Still got to go to the end zone.
You got the big body and Mike Williams down here at the bottom of the screen.
Herbert firing, and it is going to be caught in the end zone by the big body Mike Williams. Insanity. This is just insane. 83 yards, made every 4th down, took 2:06, and now you got an extra point coming.
Yeah, I mean, and you never knew, right? Was he going to go for 2? But I don't think he humanly could at this point.
No, I don't either.
Pure double team on Mike Williams, and he still got it.
Dustin Hopkins. Nothing is automatic these days. We know that. Ty Long puts it down. And we are going to overtime.
What a throw by Herbert here. You're going to see the double team on the far left-hand side. You had Hayward on the inside, the safety on the outside, and Herbert just threw a bullet about a foot off the ground. They time it perfectly, and nobody in Pittsburgh can believe what's happening. I don't know what to say. This Herbert is unbelievable, though. How many 4th downs have they? It looked like the game was over multiple times, and he just keeps
okay, gentlemen,
rushing
overtime. We'll play up to 1 10-minute period. Each team's going to have a chance at possession unless the first team that is on offense scores a touchdown or we have a defensive score. We're both going to get 2 timeouts, and all reviews will be handled upstairs. You good? Good? Okay. Helmet side is heads, the T is tails. Helmet heads, T is tails. Los Angeles, you're the visiting team. It's your choice. Tails. Tails is the call. It is heads. You want the ball? You want the ball. Just like this. Las Vegas wins the toss and elects to receive the ball. Good luck,
All right. Well, overtime in the final game of the regular season. Who goes to the playoffs? Who doesn't? Or do they both? And if you want to know what's going to happen and you don't know, this game winds up at a tie. Both teams go to the playoffs. Chargers win, they go to Buffalo. Raiders win, they go to Cincinnati.
And that is your only job as a head coach. Get your team to the playoffs. How you do it, nobody cares.
And the Raiders will begin from the 25-yard line.
And let's talk about Derek Carr just for one moment here. Here's a guy that led his team to the playoffs, broke his ankle, never got a chance to play in a playoff game. And out of all the strange things that have happened this year to this Raiders football team, it has been Derek Carr who has made those plays in clutch moments to win games. And here he is controlling his own destiny.
127th start for Carr. Has never played a playoff game.
Four-man. Susan.
Play fake, rolling, and then just flips that one into his own bench. 2nd down and 10. So the Raiders, this is the 4th time they've been in overtime this season. They won all 3. Carr is 5-0 in overtime when having at least one possession. But this team won 3 games, including their opener on a Monday night against Baltimore. So they are used to this.
Now it's time for Joey Bosa to take his shot. We've seen Max Crosby on the other side.
Monday, set.
2nd and 10.
Hey, we're good, we're good. 9. Susan.
Jacobs breaking tackles. Big time run. All the way out to midfield and beyond. To the 47 of the Chargers. Goes for 28.
For Josh Jacobs, playing on bad ribs, and he has just been breaking tackles all night long. And it has been so many of the run plays that has really energized this Raiders offense tonight. It has not been Derek Carr for the most part.
Susan.
Jacobs again, weaving his way. Great run inside the 30-yard line. So Jacobs looking like he did as a rookie. Adderley makes the tackle. That one's good for 18 yards.
Nice job by Andre James, the center, to get over here. The backside, Leatherwood, who takes so much heat in this town. Big block by him. Great read by Josh Jacobs.
Takes heat because he was their #1 pick, 17th overall out of Alabama. To the 29, quickly. They do that in a minute and a half.
Susan.
Give it to him again, and this time no. The Chargers are there. White, Kaiser White makes the stop. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
I'm always amazed at the casual conversation that Derek Carr has at the line of scrimmage, aren't you? It's really fun to try and figure out exactly what it is that he's saying to those offensive linemen. But basically, you probably have the center making one call, and then Carr going, no, we're good, we're good.
We're good. Yeah, I'm under. We're good, we're good. Hey, we're good, Bob, we're good. Susan.
Find out if they're good. 2nd and 10. Pass is caught. Jones. He'll come up about 3 yards shy of the first. Asante Samuel makes the tackle there. It's 3rd down, and let's call it 3.
What are you going to say about this? I mean, here it is. This is, you have a chance when you get first possession to score a touchdown and end it. If you have to kick a field goal here, now you're starting to watch the clock.
7.5 left in regulation. Touchdown ends it. 3rd down and 3. Rush 4. Carr stepping up. Carr going all the way to the end zone and incomplete. Waller was there. And so it's 4th down, and that means Carlson comes out to try to give them the lead, but the game will be extended.
Just a bit more time, and this is going to be the game ender right here. There's definitely a step, and Carr just can't get it to him.
This will be a 40-yard attempt. Cole will put it down. Carlson, who's never missed in this stadium. And still has it, just barely. Just inside the right upper. Of course.
Through a few timeouts. There's no timeouts. There's 2 minutes to go. You get the ball back. Do you take a knee and send your team to the playoffs?
I hear you. It's like what Bisaccia told to Michelle. You know, whatever it takes to get our team into the playoffs.
I'm with him. I've got to say, I'm with him.
Yep. Chargers will begin their drive from the 25-yard line. The Chargers, the last time, had the ball 22 minutes and 15 seconds in real time. The Chargers tonight, they had that 19-play drive, 78 yards converted on every fourth down. What happens here?
Well, you can run the football if you want here.
Instead, Herbert's going to fire. Wide open is Jared Cook. And Cook is taken out of bounds, but a flag is down back at the line of scrimmage, and the Chargers are already walking back.
Ineligible man downfield, offense, number 71. 5-yard penalty, replay first down.
Oh, that's Matt Filer, the ex-Pittsburgh Steeler.
And you go, why would he be downfield? The simple reason is that it was an RPO. It was a run-pass option. So he's blocking on the play, and he ends up downfield because he doesn't know if it's a run to his side or a pass. And yet these guys are trained, don't go down the field because your quarterback has the option to throw it. Just a major mistake.
Negates a 31-yard gain. Now this one is caught. Keenan Allen makes the grab. Perryman makes the tackle. That's a gain of 5. Second down and 10.
I mean, the Chargers run hundreds of RPOs throughout the course of the season. And yes, you want to be firm if that is a run play, but you also fully understand you cannot take that block down the field.
Herbert to the outside and incomplete, intended for Eckler. Third down and 9.
Doesn't even really get interesting until fourth down.
These days, if you're a Charger fan, you're used to this. This has been like a decade and a half worth of games like this.
Yeah, just as an FYI, that time Mike Williams was wide open on the other side of the field. The defender fell down.
Williams wide left on Hayward. Herbert fires to the outside, and that's incomplete. So here we go again. Guyton covered by Trufant. Do they have any more magic? Comes down to this.
Well, and what the Chargers are going to want to do is work the middle of the field. And yet the Raiders have been leaving people in the middle of the field and trying to take that away. So yeah, you're getting some tight coverage on individual receivers, but you have that helper in the middle of the field, so it takes away one of their favorite targets.
Do the Raiders go to the playoffs, or do the Chargers keep the game going? Fourth down. Down to this. Herbert fires. It is Williams. Williams again, all the way down to about the 27-yard line. I mean, what? You're speechless at this point.
So what they did was they took advantage of that player lurking in the middle of the field and threw it behind him in this situation. Al, if this is a movie, I would have already left because the script was so unbelievable. Like, that can't really happen. And yet here we are in the last game of this season, and it is getting weirder and weirder and weirder.
27-yard line. 5.5 left in regulation. Touchdown wins the game. Field goal extends the game. Eckler. They've converted 6 fourth downs tonight. It is the first time in 30 years that a team's converted 6 fourth downs.
So here's the completion to Williams now. You'll see players in here, but they end up stopping people just in front, and then they jump out of the way. There are 2 receivers in that same throwing lane, and it was receiver number 3 coming in behind that they ultimately hit.
Herbert has thrown 62 passes tonight. 383 yards to the outside and dangerous and incomplete. Guyton, the intended receiver, Casey Hayward on the coverage.
You have to be careful with Casey Hayward. That guy has seen a whole bunch on the outside. Look at him looking right back in at Herbert, and he saw that short drop, and he broke before the receiver did. If he had broken inside Guyton on that one, who knows?
3rd down and 6. 4:40 on the clock. Herbert. Deep down the sideline. Williams cannot haul it in. So now you got a 4th and 6. You bring in your field goal unit. The line of scrimmage is the 23. So you're looking at a 41-yard attempt for Dustin Hopkins, who was picked up in midseason. Talked about all of the kicking woes, how many games the Chargers have blown through the years because they couldn't find a kicker. This guy's been good. Can he extend the game? From 41. Roll, baby. We ain't done yet.
You're
man.
covering field goals with some vibrato in your voice.
Hey, this is why we love this game. I got to tell you, man. Stuff like this.
Oh wow!
Can't
you're
make this stuff
talking
up.
about a season of pressure on that kick. I mean, think about how hard it is to make a 3-foot putt to win your weekly game, and the entire season comes down to one kick. And now you got to start watching this clock. I mean, we're at 4:30, right?
Mm-hmm. We are.
So now next score wins.
Next score wins.
Or next, those scores takes both teams to the playoffs.
Dean Spanos, the owner of the Chargers, and Susie Spanos is with him right there. He's been through a ton of these, trust me. Meanwhile, the Raider fans, I mean, they're trying to go to the Raiders are trying to go to a postseason for only the 2nd time since they lost the Super Bowl following the 2002 season to Tampa. Think about that.
What do you think Ben Roethlisberger is thinking right now?
He probably went to bed. I'm thinking, man, how can you watch this?
His career could be over based on what happens in the next 4 minutes. Or he's in the playoffs in a remarkable comeback.
A lot of people in Pittsburgh with the covers over their head right now. Winds up in a tie again. Both teams go to the playoffs, and Pittsburgh's out, and the Raiders will start their drive from the 25-yard line. Of course, the Steelers got into their own overtime game today, which was crazy, and pulled that one out to knock Baltimore out officially and stay alive.
I have so many scenarios in my head right now.
Yes, you do.
I mean, if they get back and get it to 2 minutes, but both teams still have timeouts and they start taking these, that's a different story than no timeouts.
Oh, yeah.
We're good.
One for the Bucs. Well, Carr's going to look downfield, going to throw, and that's going to be at the 42-yard line. Brian Edwards holding that baby in. 17-yard pickup.
Yeah, I think the Chargers were playing the run on that, and they're not typically in that kind of mode. because everybody was starting to walk down around the line of scrimmage. Great call on that one. That really is a gutsy call, but the right call by Greg Olsen.
Monday, set. 44.
Under 4 minutes.
Leo. Yeah. Sit.
Jacobs twisted down. Gets up to the 48-yard line. I'll tell you what's fascinating too. Who's going to call a timeout? In what situation? The ball's at midfield. I mean, it's like, got to let it go.
Yeah.
Both teams.
How about that for some analysis? Yeah.
And I go, Second down and 3. A little over 3 to play. Carr flips it to the outside and then taken down. Tackle made there behind or close to the line of scrimmage.
No flag.
Yeah, Derwin James, no flag. They were looking for one.
Oh, the Raiders bench went crazy. They almost jumped out of their skin on that one, thinking it was going to be a face mask or something.
Yeah, now the crowd sees it on the board and they're going, are you kidding? Oh, that's a blown call. So James makes the tackle. That's a loss of 5. We have 2.5 to go. And now you've got a 3rd down and 8. Crowd still out of their minds after watching another replay of that. Carr throwing to the outside and along the sideline.
Oh, what
Jones.
a throw and catch.
Zay Jones right there along the chalk.
That may be the best throw I've seen Carr make in a long time. There is not much open. He had to throw it right on the boundary, and he gets it in just over the outstretched hands. Oh, my goodness, what a throw.
So you're going to get a 2-minute warning. That's why the clock will stop here. 2 minutes. What an ending. Really not in field goal range. Trying to get there, trying to win it with a field goal. Game ends in a tie. Both go to postseason.
The tie's okay, so you don't want to go too crazy here.
Certainly don't. Stay on the ground, and Jacobs is going to get stuffed at the 47-yard line.
We're going tick, tick, tick. I'm just telling you.
No, I hear you.
At some point, because you know the Chargers wouldn't call a timeout.
Right.
So you run it 3 times. This game is over, and the only people in pain are in Pittsburgh. These 2 teams go off to the playoffs.
And they're in severe pain. Again, if it winds up in a tie, the Raiders go to Kansas City.
And the Pittsburgh fans,
they're going crazy.
Look a lot like that.
2nd and 11. Jacobs. Well, he's going to get tackled at the 39. I guess maybe you take it down if you're the Raiders as far as you can, and then at the end of the end of overtime, you try to kick a field goal to win the game.
Maybe. Anything can happen in that situation.
Of course.
So you're taking a chance on not going to the playoffs. If you try a kick, could get blocked. Anything could happen, right?
Right.
Whereas if you take a knee, the game's over and you're in the playoffs.
Who could have ever dreamed of this scenario? Third and 4. Now what? Chargers take a timeout.
Los Angeles takes its first timeout. This will be a 30-second timeout.
What?
Yeah,
I think the Raiders were playing to get it down to either a field goal or just let the clock run out, and the Chargers took the timeout.
I'm trying to process this myself.
Wow.
I know.
That's really interesting. So I assume they're going to take another one here and try and force a punt.
Well,
if they don't get it.
These will be very interesting press conferences after the game. 3rd and 4. Jones goes in motion. Jacobs. And he's going to take it to the 29. And now they're going to be set up for a field goal attempt by Carlson. No sense taking a timeout if you're the Chargers here because it doesn't matter. So it's going to come down to this. A man who's never missed in the stadium in 2 years will try to send them to the playoffs, send the Chargers home, and send Pittsburgh to Kansas City.
Oh my God.
Oh, now they do take the time. I thought for a second they were going to let it roll all the way out.
They could have. And that would have been the way they could have guaranteed themselves a spot in the playoffs, and yet they still want to win the game. They still want to kick this field goal.
Exactly.
But I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I know.
Anything can happen here.
Of course. 47-yard attempt for a man who's been money.
Biggest kick of the year for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Snap good, hold good, and Raiders in, Chargers out, Steelers in.
We'll never know, but I can't help but wonder if that timeout changed the mindset of Rich Bisaccia.
We'd like to know. I don't know if he is going to fess up totally.
No.
What a game, what an ending, what a season, and off to postseason we go.
Never seen anything like it in my whole life.
Stick around long enough, you'll see everything. This was a one-off. That sends the Raiders to a game next week. Pittsburgh, Kansas City, and the Chargers to the offseason.